Yo, salute everyone. Salute. What's good, everybody? Knicks Real Talk, man. I'm in the building. Knicks had a week off on vacation, man. We about to get back at it Friday. Knicks back in the building on Friday. So we're going to talk a little Knick, man, before the game Friday, man. Just break down some of the things we've been hearing all over the week and things of that nature. But I'm glad to be here. Salute everybody on this quiet Tuesday evening, man. I hope everybody had a good day today. They ain't here, man. Just chilling, ready to get in here and talk a little Knicks. Nothing too much major going on, but I just want to bring some content, some dialogue. And we get into it, man, with the chat and everybody just kicking for a little while and all that good stuff, man. You know what it is, man. Knicks full drive or die. We're going to go full drive for the play in, the play out. So we're going to get into all that, break it down, and talk about it, man. Salute to everybody out there. Salute to the chat. My brother Will, Keith Turner, salute to you guys. Just on a quiet night, man. We got a couple more days. We haven't had a big Knicks basketball in a while. So everybody ready to see some games. Obi Toppin, like you said, won a slam dunk contest. Salute to him. We're ready to see some basketball, man. So we hopefully Friday be our first day. Go, get ready to get it popping against the Miami Heat at the arena, world most famous arena, man. We're gonna get in there and talk about that. Knicks got the game coming up, man. The important stretch coming right out the gate, man. Some tough games, tough schedule. This is gonna be make or break right here for us, guys. Ladies and gents, we coming out the gate firing, man. We got Miami, we got Philadelphia 76ers on a home away from home, so it's gonna be crazy, man. So we're gonna see how things fold right off the door, man. We got a chance to salvage it or don't salvage it, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we respond, having a whole week off. Got a chance to rest the body, get into some game planning, talk about the last quarter of the season, what Tibbs gonna do with the team. They're gonna go in there and try to make it happen to get in this play-in. Or what, man? So it's gonna be really interesting, man. I can't wait to Friday. I'm really ready to see some Knicks basketball. Kind of been missing it, but even though we've been not been playing good, but it's always good to see Knicks basketball. So salute to the whole chat, man. Greg, JW, Keith, Will, Julian, salute to you, my brother, as well. Yeah, man, I'm ready to see some basketball though, man. It's been a minute, man. You can't never get enough of Knicks, man, regardless of how it's going, man. It is what it is, man. We Knicks junkies up in here. So hopefully we have a good game coming out the game Friday, man. It's gonna be a tough game. Sixers, I'm quite sure maybe James Harden might be playing in that game for the Sixers. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how that team is constructed now that they made the trade with Ben Simmons. Now you got James Harden with Joel Embiid out there. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that thing go down. So I'm looking forward to the game, man. Really see if the Knicks can come out there with the right mindset and try to win the game. You know what I mean? Try to win the game and get back off this losing streak that we've been having, because it's been pretty tough for us lately. But I'm really, really ready to see some good basketball, man. We had too many valleys, ready to see some peaks now. We've been playing pretty abysmal, and for defense-wise. Offense has been there. Offense has been pretty good. We've been scoring, but our defense just has been atrocious, man. We can't keep leads. Blowing leads. But a good thing about it, man, we got Derrick Rose coming back. We got RJ hopefully coming back, and maybe Nerlens Noel had enough time off to heal his body, and maybe he can get to play. But then we'll see how it go with everybody else, because once these guys come back, some guys not going to be able to play. But I'm interested to see, man, what's going to be coming out the gate. We come out the gate not winning, then obviously there's time to go ahead and just let the young guys get in there and get some burn, man, and let them go ahead and get their maturation started. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. But coming out the gate, we got a really tough one, man. Miami Heat, man, they're at the top of the division right now. They're looking pretty good in the Eastern Conference, man. They're looking like they're about to go do what they got to do. To get into what they got to get into, and try to make a run for this playoff. But we're gonna see how it goes, man. We got a decent schedule coming up, a hard schedule. Matter of fact, man, the schedule we got is probably the one of the toughest in the association right now. I really believe that we're gonna be hard for us to manage anything with the way this schedule is, man. I'll bring it up in a minute, but man, we got a tough schedule, man. We're gonna see how it goes with Julian, man. I hope this is not the case, man. I think he's gonna try to go for it, maybe out the gate. This is my thought. He might try to go for it out the gate, so he might play Kemba. But I'm really looking for the McBride time now. I'm really looking for to let the young man get in here and do his thing, and see if we can help the Knicks on the defense end, man. Because we really need some defense down there at that point guard position. We just not really getting from Kemba Walker and them guys, man. So let's see what Tibbs do, man. It's gonna be really interesting, man. Yeah, and you're right, JW looks that way, man. Looks like Tibbs is on the hot seat right now. So we got to see what he's gonna do, man. I'm really interested to see, though. I'm really interested to see what this team gonna do with Derrick Rose and RJ Barrett back. RJ had going into February, he was playing well, like 20-something a game. Julius Randle wasn't playing well in January and February. Julius Randle been lighting it up. I meant to say he's been really killing it. So we got to see what they're gonna do and what Tibbs gonna do with this team, and if they're gonna allow these young guys to get in there and help this team prosper. I mean, he's been playing them, but the minutes has been suspect, for sure. He wasn't really getting a lot of minutes, but he was playing them, but they're not getting a lot. So let's see what he's gonna do with this thing, man. That he's gonna get to open it up a little bit, expand the roster for his time, and we'll see what he's gonna do with that, man. But like I said, right now the playing is coming upon us. We got like a 3-game. We down behind 3 games against the Atlanta Hawks, and we also got the Washington Wizards right there, and the Charlotte Hornets. And that's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna be playing. I'm gonna bring up that schedule as well to see how they're gonna get down going forward. But they really gonna got a tough schedule as well. So maybe we can catch a break by them guys losing a little bit. And I'm gonna bring my man Shaw Powers in, my partner in crime. Bring Shaw Powers in the building with us, man. And we get it popping. Shaw Powers, what's up, fam?
What's going on, Divine? Peace, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. I was let me get the brother, see if you feel like getting on. Wasn't sure, you know what I mean? But let me say we throw it in there. You know how I do.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm here.
Yeah, real talk, man. But yeah, man, I was just like, you know what, man, there's a lot of rumors flying out there. There are rumors of Johnny Bryan as this replacement. Yeah, I can see that as well. JW, that's very possibility. But like, right now, just looking at the segment, Shop, I just really just talk about this playing thing right now. Do we come out the gate and try to fight to get in this thing, which I think Tibbs will. I think he's gonna come out the gate trying to win and see if we can make a run to get in this thing. And then if not, if it don't pan out maybe the first 3 or 4 games or whatever, then I think he might decide to go the other direction. But I do think he's gonna come out the gate firing though.
Yeah, I think so too. He had a good good meeting the other day and talking about what he was merits and how people will be playing in this next couple of games that we have left. So we see what Tibbs talking about. It's all going to depend on what the starting lineup is. I think he's going to probably come out with Kemba, the same lineup that we had, and see if that team could catch fire. But what I'm hoping for is that he starts at least IQ and maybe even putting Fournier into the second unit and keeping Grimes in that starting unit with RJ. That's a hope. And but we see what happens. What's coming up, man. I got a couple of lineups that I was watching one of our guys, man, Eru, man, and he put something out there too. So later on in the chat, we talk about that too.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man. You know what? I'm with you, JW. I think the Kimber thing. I just wish he don't come out the gate with that, man. I just think that thing done ran this course. I really do believe that Kimber Walker done ran this course, and there's really no need. I mean, at least a start anyway. You know what I mean? I won't say he won't play, but the starter, because I just think we haven't been winning with that. And but he might give it a try with RJ Barrett coming back. And maybe say, well, let's give it another run. But I'm really not looking forward to that. I just think we need a defense-minded point guard in there and a pass-first point guard that's going to help solidify that defense. Because we've been scoring the ball, Shaw Power. We haven't been losing on the offense side of the ball. We've been getting killed on the defense side of the ball, and that's my biggest concern is, how do we show up the defense? I mean, if you're going to have RJ as the only wing defender out there, then I think we're in trouble. You know what I mean? So I'm wanting to see what he's going to do with that. I'm really curious of what he's going to do with that point guard spot. But like you said, if he come out with the same lineup that he did at, before the All-Star break, he got to start Kimber again, give him another run at it. But it's going to be tough, man, when he got to go up against Kyle Lowry, coming out the gate, bulldog that he is. That's going to be a pretty tough task for Kimber Walker. Good thing about the height differential is not too much on the height side of it. But for as I really want to see how he's gonna do that, but I think he's gonna come out with the same thing though.
Yeah, I kind of figured that he's probably gonna run with the same team, the Kemba, RJ, Fournier, Randall, and if Mitch come back, because I heard Mitch has some personal problems that he's going through with his father or something like that. So
right.
if that's the starter, that would probably more than likely be the starting lineup. What I would like to see, like I got or what I like to see, what I hope to see, and what I like to see. My hope to see would be IQ, Grimes, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. That would be my hope to see. My want to see would be Deuce, Grimes, RJ, Randall, and Mitch.
Facts.
I think that is probably going to be our starting lineup coming up in the next year or so. But that's only a hope and a wish right there,
Mhm.
because you know how our guy Tibbs is. He comes out the box. He's probably going to start Kemba. And with the IQ started with Grimes, the only reason why I said IQ because more than likely D Rose will probably be coming back right after the break for this first game on Friday with Miami. And I think D Rose, Evan Fournier, Reddish, Obi, and either Noel or Sims would be a great um, second unit. That would probably be the 10-man rotation. He would have to sit down Burks and he would have to sit down Kemba. And that's another hard thing to say. To say Burks sitting down on the Tom Thibodeau team, that's highly unlikely. But that would probably be the two guys that I would try to, at least sit out to see, at least for the couple of games to see how that 10-man rotation will work.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see that lineup that you and JW just said. I really would. I think that's RJ, Grimes, Mitch Randall, and McBride. Now you talking about a good defensive team.
Hmm.
That's a hell of a defense team right there. Well, if you start that five that he got up there right now, and you said it, and JW put it out there, I would love to see New York do that.
Mm.
I think that's special right there, bro. You know what I mean? I think you got Mitch at the holding down the front court at the five with that anchor in that defense. You got Grimes and McBride putting pressure on them guys up and the back court. Then you got Randall and RJ doing this thing. I mean, that's a good defense team right there. And the good thing about it, RJ shoot good from three. Grimes can shoot good from three. Randall, he's shooting better than he was from three. And I think McBride, you don't have to put the pressure on him to shoot from three, but I think he can shoot the ball pretty well and it'll come around. So I would love to see that. That's one lineup right there. I would love to see the Knicks even going out of the season with. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, that
Um,
that that lineup there would kind of put IQ out of the started or the second unit, because that would the McBride would definitely put IQ. He might not even be. Let me look. Yeah, he might not even be able to be in the second unit because the second unit, if that lineup was to start, it would probably be D Rose, Evan Fournier, Reddish, Obi, and Sims. So IQ would probably be out of that lineup if we put McBride into the starting lineup. I don't think McBride is probably going to get any burn until we're almost out of the run that we need to go on, when we get down to maybe 10, 12 games or something like that. And it's probably not uh, it probably might not be in our range to get into that playoff if we don't get on a winning streak. If we get on a winning streak, anything goes. But with the McBride McBride, Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch, that would put IQ out of the rotation. That would put IQ, Kimba, and Burks out of the rotation. So I try to keep at least IQ in the rotation by making him a starter with the IQ, Grimes, RJ, Randall, and Mitch, and D Rose, Evan, Reddish, Obi, and Sims would be that that 10-man rotation. At least IQ stays in playing time. I think IQ would probably still play, but if we put McBride there, he will probably be the last man, or they would put D Rose in and shed some minutes with D Rose and Deuce.
do you think Tibbs will come out the gate with D Rose starting?
That's another scenario that we would start, but the reason why I don't think he'll start D Rose, one, D Rose is just coming off the injury, and he'd probably be good, but I don't know if D Rose is going to be ready to play 25 minutes yet. And with putting D Rose in the lineup, the second unit could be IQ and McBride in the backcourt, but then you get a very good defensive team, but two smaller guys in the backcourt with IQ and Deuce in the backcourt, because that would be IQ, Deuce, Evan, Reddish, IQ and Sims or Noel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see
So
that. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to Friday, man. And everybody in the chat and everybody see what he's gonna do, just to see how he come out the gate. Then we'll know from there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you
well,
absolutely
I
right,
mean,
Charlie King. I'm with you on that, brother. Charlie King, I'm 100% on that. I've been on that wagon for a minute, man. I've been on the deuce wagon right before like they was even 30 games. I'm like, man, get throw the man in there. When he sat Kimber down, I thought that was a good chance to get that young man some opportunity. Could you imagine if he would have threw him in there by now? You know what I mean? Shop House, if they would have threw McBride in maybe 30 games ago or something like that. So he would have been really probably ready now because he would have
I,
got a
I
chance to go through all that stuff.
I tell you right now, no one really knows, but what I think would have probably happened, I think right now would probably be, uh, I think we'd be closer to 500 than almost 8 9 games now. I think we'll be closer to the 10th spot. I think than 12th spot. I think we'd probably be tied with the 10th or something. I think well, IQ would have played at least 25, 30 games to this break right here, man,
Mhm.
I think he would have did a little something different than what we had with Kemba in the lineup. And I think with 20 or so games under his belt, I believe that he could have probably done at least as good as what Kemba was doing with 9 points. But I think he would have definitely had no turnovers. I think he would have grab some rebounds, and I think his assists would probably be a tad bit higher than what Kimba is giving us now. I mean, I think 30 games under the belt. I think this guy probably be at least 500 team. I believe with his defense and the way he sees the ball, with more time on the field or more time on the hard on the floor with the starters and stuff like that. I think he would have kind of gelled with them guys just like Grimes did.
Yeah, real talk. Yo, salute to my man Hector, product nerd in the building for the love of the game. My man Hector, hope all's well
Word
with you as
up,
well, my brother. Salute,
word
Charlie
up.
King, Joey, Sam, Holt, the whole chat. Salute to everybody. Yeah, man. But you know what? Now we got this thing coming in. You know, we get it popping Friday. We got the playing about the, that's what's really on our minds now for a lot of, guys and on the team in New York that we still got a chance to get in there. And if you look at what it is right now,
Yeah,
we
tell me
currently at
about
the
it.
12th spot. We're 3 games behind the Wizards in the lost column anyway. 4 games behind the Hawks and 3 games behind the Charlotte Hornets, which is doable, which is still doable. If you look at it overall, it's still doable for sure. We got the Heat coming out the gate Friday. The Hornets, the Hawks got the Bulls. So let me throw the schedule up there real quick, guys. Just show you what we up against. We come out the gate with the Heat. That same night, um, the Hornets got the Raptors. That could be an L right there. Raptors was playing pretty good ball. So, and the Wizards got the Spurs, and we don't know what Porzingis them going to do there. Then that Saturday, the Hawks, matter of fact, let me get that. Sorry, the Hawks got the Bulls that Thursday. So Thursday, the Hawks play the Bulls in Chicago. So you can almost pretty much you can count it an L. You know what I mean? If the Bulls won their game, you could count that as an L. Then we pick up a game near, at least a half game until we play. And then then that next day, like I said, the Raptors got the Hornets, we got the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wizards got the Spurs. Here's the interesting thing after that Saturday, the Hawks got the Raptors. The Wizards got the Cavaliers. That's probably an L for the Wizards with no Bradley Beal and all that. But,
Mm-hmm.
so then that Sunday, obviously we got the 76ers at 1:00 Sunday. And who else is on that schedule that day that's interesting? The Hornets got the Pistons. You might could chalk that up for them. But I guess what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, Shop out that we still all depends how we come out the gate. If we come out the gate and we win some, we can, it's gonna be hard, but if we can come out the gate and win a couple of games here or there, then we still got a chance to get in there. I would like to see the Knicks be within 2 games, maybe before, the 20 games left or something of that nature. Then we go try to make a run at it. But if not, then we just have to, come out. If we come out the gate and we lose to Philly, lose to Miami, then I
Mm.
just think that I don't think we're gonna be able to get in that thing. That's when I think you just let all the young guys play. Go ahead and like I said, let the season get them go on by, let the young guy get some burn, get ready to go on the free agent market, get ready to go into the summer league, go into the draft, and hopefully it pan out well for us because yeah, I believe that as well, Charlie King. I think Burks, Kemba, Noel, Gibson, Fournier. I hoping that's the case. I really do. I think them guys, you know, don't do us no justice right now. They don't. Not none of them guys can. We can get better for that. We already have Burks replacement. I think Burks replacement is Quentin Grimes. I really believe that. I think Quentin Grimes is his replacement. I think Jericho Sims is probably Todd Gibson's replacement. I think the Todd Gibson thing is interesting, depending on Tom Thibodeau shop powers. I think Tibbs going to determine who stays and who goes if he's going. Let's say if Tibbs is not here next year, then you might not see the Todd Gibsons. They might try to wheel and deal. I don't know. That's my thought process anyway. San Jose next game, ESPN, ABC, ESPN, man, all the national televised games, man. And we got to try to make the best of that for sure. You're right, the pressure cooker, man. But Shop Powell, I still think that we got to just keep fighting until we out, until we mathematically eliminated. You got to fight though.
You definitely play to win no matter what happens, and I believe that Thibodeau is going to put a team out there to play to win. The one good thing that I could say in the last couple of games, the first 3 quarters or so in the last 3 or 4 games, we played good without RJ. You know, we kept the tempo, we pushed the pace, we were scoring a lot, we had leads in almost all of those games. And with RJ coming back, you know, he could be more of that kind of like closer guy that we were missing. You know, D Rose is coming back, another person that I believe is more like a closer, someone that you could put the ball in his hands at the end of the game and he'll get you a basket. And you know, those are the type of things that we've been missing in the last couple of games. Defense, the defense is in the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, it started to shatter. People can't stay in front of their man. They can't, you know, people drive into the hole. It's just been something that we haven't really looked at, the Knicks being a non-defensive like team that can really hold a team under 100 points, you know. And the defense is what's is it's the fourth quarter defense, man. We've been playing good these last couple of games, man, and I just don't understand, you know, how they let these leads go, man. These last 3 or 4 games that we had these leads, that's 4 games. If we add that 4 games right now, would be a 29 win team right now, man. Those 4 games right now will probably have us in like ninth, 10th, close to ninth and 10th place, you know, at least closer than what we are in what we are now, 2.5 games back. We'd have probably been at least a game and a half back or a half a game from 10th. You know, so I mean, it's some things that they have to really think about, man. And I hope that Tibbs come out and sits Kimba, man. I hope Kimba. I mean, you know, I don't want to see Kimba come back out here right now. I think we need a new starting point guard, man. And hopefully he could either implement IQ or you know, I think IQ is the guy to go with. He's really, I mean, he's played better that last game that we played, and I hear everybody chirping about IQ not really being a point guard, and he dribbles a little bit too much and stuff like that. But with IQ in the game, we play better. You know, we have a better scoring percentage or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, IQ needs to be in there. I think IQ should be in there, and I hope that we could substitute Fournier to the second unit just to rest them if we're not really going to push for nothing. I mean, put them on the thing, because what we're gonna do now? What we're gonna put Grimes back on the pine now? What we gonna do? What we gonna do with Grimes, man? I think Grimes is playing some excellent ball, man, and I think he could get almost as much points as Fournier, about 18, 16 to 20 points a night, and that defense he got is special, man. He's a special defensive guy, man. And another thing that he does that Fournier doesn't do is he grab rebounds. He gets in there, he's scrappy. He's scrappy on the rebound. So, you know, let's see what they do, man, because if they come out with the same old starting lineup that we've been almost rocking for the last 5 or 6 games with Kimba as being the starter, Fournier still in the starting lineup. Uh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with J Dub. I just think that to me, you, no matter if Fournier goes to the bench, that don't mean he don't get his minutes.
Right.
I just
That
I just think if he go to the bench and get somebody like Grimes, because I believe if you start Grimes and RJ, let's say you start Grimes and RJ. Fournier could come off the bench not feeling the pressure of having, he could be the main shot maker in that second unit. You know what I mean? Like he could be the Randall of the second unit or whatever. That's why I think Tibbs should have put Fournier in the second unit with Derrick Rose.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because he got somebody like Derrick Rose who can get him the ball.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, in his spots. And Derrick Rose was shooting down at 40% from 3-point line before he went down. And I think that that takes the pressure off of him having to let Julius Randle and RJ be the main two in that first unit. And then you throw Grimes and that point guard with Mitch in there. I think you got a better chemistry to me with that than having Fournier in there. And don't get me wrong, Fournier been shooting, but I think we need his production on the bench. And we need Grimes there who could play defense in that first unit to help that first unit out on the defense. And then for the point guard thing, see even the Alex Burks experiment, man. I like Alex Burks. Don't get me wrong, MJ Burks, but he's a scoring point. He's a scorer. He's a shooter. He's not a point guard. He's just somebody who knows how to dribble the ball. You know what I mean? He got good handles. He's not a point guard. He got good handles. You know what I mean? So that really don't solve a situation with me because if you just got good handles, don't make you a point guard. A point guard is somebody who could be a quarterback, who could facilitate, who could put the people in the right spots, who could get the ball to the right people. That's not him. His main objective is to score. And like I said, we haven't been losing on the scoring end. We've been losing on the defense side of the ball. But I don't think the Burks experiment work at all. I just think that you should just literally just either you're gonna. I don't have a problem with IQ. IQ assists been up better than the scoring had, but he's been doing pretty well with that. You know what I mean? But I definitely think you need to. I think you need to put him in the second unit though.
Yeah, I'm big. One of the reasons why I say IQ in the starting lineup is because without making a foolish foul, IQ really plays some really good D this year, man. He plays really good D, and he knows how to stay in front of a guy. That's the one reason why I think IQ should be in the starting lineup. And the second reason that I think Grimes should be the shooting guard is because he could shoot and he could play defense a little bit better. I think his defense, his defensive sets and his defensive aggression is way more than what Fournier puts out there and stuff like that. Now Fournier is gritty and he is a veteran. He makes sometimes Fournier will surprise you with a steal, or he'll get into the passing lane or something like that. But Grimes does that consecutively. So that's the reason why I say if you put IQ and Burks, you have a stronger front court with a better defensive 1 and 2 to at least slow down these guards that we've been having problems with, man. These guards been just eating on Fournier and they've been eating on Kimba. So with at least with those two, I think the defense would be a little stronger in the starter unit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Fournier's problem is he can't stay in front of people.
He can't stay in front.
He can't stay in front of people.
I say this all the time. I don't know if anybody else see this, but when Fournier almost gets beat, he he does this thing with his arms that look like he's trying to. Oh man, it's hilarious. Maybe it's just me, man. I think
he gets beat a lot, and then what that does is puts pressure on Mitchell Robinson up front.
No doubt.
That is like, you know what? Let him go in that second unit. Can you imagine? This is why the only reason I bring this up too. Can you imagine the Knicks getting off to a good, decent first start? Right, they balling out in the first unit. Then Fournier come off the bench and light it up. You understand what I'm saying? He lights it up in the second unit, and it just expand the lead. You know what I mean? So I do think that they need to put Fournier in that second unit and let Grimes be in that first unit to keep everybody honest and to keep. I'd rather just make the playoffs for what if we're going to get knocked out. Yeah, I do, man. But I agree with you like that. But I think you don't want to develop them bad habits of tanking, man. Because I just think that and these guys start accepting losing. And I agree with you. I can see where you're going with it because you get a better draft pick. But then on the flip side, I guess there's pros and cons to both of it. If you tank, you get a better pick. But at the same time, you teaching the young guys bad habits. Like it's okay to lose a basketball game. It's okay not to win. And I don't hope we don't never want to have that mentality. That's where we've been stuck for so long. So I get it where you're going with that. And I feel like this here. I'd rather for them to play hard and lose, not just throw the young guys in there, let them fight, play hard, and everything. If you lose, you lose. But I just hope they never get that mentality that it's all right to lose the basketball game.
Let me jump into Divine. I don't know, man. I've been a Knicks fan for a long time, man, and I've seen the Knicks get into the last great pick that we had. Number one pick, if I'm not mistaken, was like Patrick Ewing, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we get to the pick, the last couple of picks, we barely get to 7 or 8 or something like that. I think the last pick we had was 8, and that was Obi. I mean, the last higher pick we had was Obi, and that was only, I think, the 8th pick, was it 7th or 8th? I think it was. So we don't do good in the draft. We don't do good. We don't get in the top 5 often. You know what I mean? And I always think to play to win anyway. So if we're gonna go out there, I don't care if we get beat like these last couple of games. We get beat, but we played to win, man. We every those last couple of games that we played, it looked like they was gonna win. It looked like they were playing to win. They just lost. You know what I mean? And I'd rather play like that than have like a soft tank. You want to do? I mean, if you want to call a soft tank, and you talk about putting in the young team, the young guys, realistically, man, let's really think about this, man. We got Mitchell Robinson, which is 23 years old. We got RJ, that's 21 years old. We got IQ, that's 21, 22 years old. We got Grimes, that's like 21, 22 years old. These guys are in the rotation, and they get Obi in the rotation. He's 24 years old. Randall's a vet, but Randall's only 26 years old. I mean, these guys is young, man. Only guys that if we screaming to see some young guys, I mean, the only 2 young guys that I could really actually say don't get any burn is Deuce and Sims. Those are the only 2 guys that really, I mean, half our team was 5, 6, 7 guys under 25 years old, 25 years old. So the real only 2 guys that are missing any real major or majority of time is Sims and IQ. So if we talking about play the young guys, we've been playing them all year. That's the way I feel anyway. We've been playing the young guys all year. Yeah, we got our vets mixed in with our young guys, but majority of our team is young. Only 2 guys that we actually could say that doesn't get any time is Sims and Grimes. I mean, Sims and Deuce.
Yep, I think it'll be different next year, guys, ladies and gents. I think it's gonna be different. I think all the guys that we want out there are gonna be up out there. I think the Burkses, the Noels, the Kimba, they won't be there next year. I think what I believe is gonna happen. I think they're gonna fight for the play-in. I just think this was gonna happen. I just think that's what you should do. Come out the gate, see if you can get it popping. Say 5 games. If you don't make no leap or you gain ground within 5 games, then you know what you do? Let the last 17, 18, 19 games be nothing but the young guys. I think that's pretty much, what they're going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Come out the gate. They're going to come out the gate, see if they can get a popping to get back in this playing. But let's say within that 5 games, they don't make no push or they gain any ground. I do believe that they just going to say, okay, you know what? We out of the play-in. We're not even getting in there. Let McBride play. Let Sims play. I think that's what they're going to do. So I do think that's the right thing to do. I think you come out the gate, try to fight. You're going to fight for that play, and you have to do it. I just think it's the right thing to do because, like I said, it ain't over until it's over. You know what I mean? And we you never know what Atlanta. Let's say if Atlanta go on a skid. Let's say if Charlotte go on a skid. Let's say Washington go on a skid. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, we probably gonna be where they at. So we'll see. I think it's gonna be interesting. But like Frank said, next season is gonna be really what it's about. I think we're gonna start from whether we move on from Tibbs or Tibbs going to be there, then I think that's going to dictate everything. I think the coach going to dictate everything. What the Knicks going to do, what the front office going to do with Tibbs, and then after that, then I really believe that's what it's going to do. But from what I've been hearing out there, you move on from these players. It's all right to make mistakes. You brought some guys in here, it didn't work. Could have been maybe because of they wasn't fitting, injuries, or whatever the case may be. But I do think that you move on from them guys, man, and get that, like Frank Mato say, get that $50 million back. And then, I was hearing a report today, like SGA threw like this kind of weird tweet out there, like, you know what I mean? So, can you imagine SGA being a point guard on this team, you know what I mean? Or something like that. I think we're going to wind up doing something like JW said, the draft is not that strong. Yeah, and we got a lot of young guys now. That's the only reason I don't really want to go get into the tank. Because who you gonna bring out that draft, and who's gonna start on that team? Because if you bring somebody out the draft to start, that means we pretty much say that we're gonna forget about trying to get in the playoffs for the next couple of years. But I don't know. So it's kind of hard to see what the Knicks gonna do. But I do think that we just stay competing and just compete and make sure these guys are developing. I mean, I like what Grind did. I forgot who said in the chat, because I passed it already. Like, he came in here because he got a protocol situation. He got an opportunity. But I do think Tibbs had ladies and gentlemen, I do think Tibbs over this weekend probably got with that front office, though, Chop Howard. Mm-hmm. I think the front office and Tibbs probably had a long talk over this holiday. You know what I mean? Not the holiday, but the All-Star break, excuse me. Tibbs probably got with Leon Rose, probably got with all the guys. They probably had some internal discussions about the direction they want to go. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure they had that conversation. They probably have it all the time. But I'm quite sure they had that internal discussion about what direction they want to go, what do they think they should do. I'm quite sure Tibbs got all that from them guys. You know what I mean? And that's why I want to see what they're going to do coming out of the All-Star break. Let's see what Tibbs going to do. If Tibbs come out with the same lineup, okay, then maybe they might feel like they want to type of opportunity one more time. But I think he do need to make some adjustments there, man. That lineup got to get switched up one way or the other, or one or two guys. And I do think that the elephant in the room is Kemba to me.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah, I think that's the elephant in the room, Kemba Walker. And if you even do that one first after come out the gate. I was him because I think Tibbs don't got to understand they 2-8 since he been back. Mm-hmm. Something like that, 2-8, 2-9, whatever. So if it ain't working, why come back out with it? You know what I mean? Why come back out with it if it didn't work before you went into the All-Star break? I mean, since Kemba Walker came back to the New York Knicks lineup, we have been losing. So I do think he just need to accept the fact that just ain't working and do like he did early in the season, make it situational, whatever. I mean, not situational, but take him out of rotation. He's not helping us. And if anybody can prove me wrong, the stats don't lie, numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? And then he ain't the only one, but I think he's a major part of it though, because he, that point guard spot is just not working for us.
Yeah, I think the more logical thing to do is just let Kemba sit on the bench. If we need him, or if forbid that anyone gets hurt or something like that, we could pop him into the lineup or something like that. But for now, if we really want to, I believe this is the only. I mean, I know people out there, got a lot of ideas, but I believe if we want to have a chance to go forward and have a semi-defensive front court, I think we start IQ and Grimes, and we put Fournier in that second unit. And I believe the second unit with Fournier and D Rose, I think would be a good second unit for them to try to get together, because D Rose driving to the hole, drawing all the attraction to the middle, and Fournier sitting off to the side like he likes to shoot, and D Rose passes the ball. Yeah, Fournier and D Rose can really get that thing popping over there. And I think D Rose will help Fournier. I think D Rose will help Reddish, and I also think D Rose will get Obi back on track. Even though Obi been having a couple of okay games, but I think he'll keep him get that second unit back popping again. And I don't know what's up with Noel. I don't know if he's going to come back. He should be, his knees should be better by now, but I really don't even really want to see Noel again either, man. Might as well try to even if he splits the minutes between Taj and Sims instead of just going full blown with Noel. I'm just not ready to see. I mean, maybe Noel can come back and help us out in that second unit, but I think Sims and Taj could probably hold us down for the rest of the year.
I think it'll be interesting. But here's the situation with that second unit. That's the Alice Burks dilemma.
Yeah, I already know that.
We not see that's what's kind of disappointing about this here because that Cam I don't want Cam Reddish to be that dude out, man. That young man got talent. He got a he need to keep getting his feet wet. Seems like every game he played for Knicks, he did something better and better. Last game he had 12 points. So what do you do? Do you now when Derrick Rose come back, RJ come back? Do you take Grimes and Cam out? I don't think that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But what do you do then? What do you do with Kimba? What do you do with Alex Burks? You know what I mean? That's why my thinking is this here is the first 3 or 5 games gonna tell it all. I think what we got to do as a fan base, everybody, just let the Knicks do what they do for the first 5 games. If they don't pop in them 5 games, then you don't have to worry about the young guys no more. I think they're going to play. If the Knicks are out of the play-in, they just literally think they ain't going to know where they can get back in this thing because the team just ain't gelling. I think that you just get and just, okay, you know what? We ain't getting in. Let the young guys get it popping. That's I just think that's just the easiest thing to do because I think they're going to go for it. I think they're going to try to get in here. And hey, don't get me wrong. It wouldn't shock me if they turn around, man. I don't think this team is constructed bad, Shaw Powers. By no means I think the New York Knicks team is constructed bad. I think it's just the way they came out the gate and then the injuries and this and that. It just was, but I don't think they're going to come out the gate just starting everybody differently. I think they're going to go with what they've been going with, see how the Miami games circumvent. See what happens on the schedule. See what happens with the Philadelphia 76ers. Because believe me, guys, we got a tough schedule coming up, one of the hardest. So it really, to me, the first 3 or 5 games will tell us where we're gonna be at anyway.
Yeah,
we're going on the West Coast for 7 games, something like that. So I think that's what's gonna happen Friday. I think Friday we come out back at MSG, try to get some home cooking. Because you think about it, if the Knicks beat the Miami Heat. The Knicks beat the Miami Heat Friday in the arena, in the world most famous arena at MSG Friday. That's gonna be an uplifting thing for them. They might feel like, okay, we just beat the number 1 seed in the East, 1 or 2, whatever spot they in. We just beat the number 1 seed in the East, and you got Derrick Rose and RJ Barrett back. You know what I mean? And you might have Noel, so you might not see too much of a different change until. They losing, they out of it. But I want to see them fight for it though, Shop Howard. I'm just one of the guys like you go hard or go home.
Yeah,
you can bring your hard hat to work you don't come to a construction site just because you got the roof on. You don't wear your hard hat.
For real.
I mean, you supposed to come fight every night, man. And that no matter win or lose, go out there and fight. If you fight and you win, okay, that's a plus. But if you fight and you lose, you still feel like the team played hard. And we just want to develop that mentality, man. So I'm hoping that we come out here Friday against Miami and almost feel like the season just started. You know what I mean? It just started. And we got a chance to scrap it in here, man. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun and interesting. We had a disappointing last week in the last couple of weeks of this the first half of the season. Can't get too much worse than it already got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way we were blown lead. We played a good West Coast trip. Obviously the 3 games or 4 nights, high altitude areas and had leads and blowed them 28 points, 23 points, 21 points. I mean? We gave up. We was playing good basketball. You know what I mean? But we just didn't hold that lead down because our defense wasn't there. So I think these guys might truly feel like they got a chance to prove something. I think let's see what they do Friday. I'm just excited to see some Knicks basketball overall, brother. I'm ready to get to see some Knicks basketball. So I'm more excited about that as well. Just to see that how that's going to go. But if we're looking at going into next year and the players that we might think might not be here, and the players might be here, let's look at this right here, and you guys will see what we dealing with here. Here go the Knicks' current salary cap situation going into next year. Julius Randle, $23 million. Almost 24 million, 23.7. Evan Fournier, $19 million. Derrick Rose, $14 million. Alex Burks, $10 million. Noel, $9 million. Kimba, $9 million. So I think them guys, them three guys right there would be considered aspirants to me. Um, and who else? Derrick Rose, no, he got a year left on his team option, I guess. So he got a team out. So next year, you can get rid of Fournier, not Fournier, excuse me. You can get rid of Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel, and Alex Burks. That's pretty much $29 million, $28 million right there. That's them three. Obi Topper would be with a team option. I mean, he got a team option next year. See, that's what I was telling. Obi is on an option deal, so they can pick up Obi. They might not pick up Obi next year. He got $5 million on the books next year, a team option for the next 2 years. Todd Gibson, his deal is up next year. That's an expiring deal. Let's say if you don't keep Todd Gibson, you throw him in there. Now you at $32 million.
Yeah, Todd's coming off the books, man. Todd's gonna take a billboard. I mean, a pen and a marker, and he's gonna be on the bench or something. Big man coach or something. He's gonna be something. I don't think he's playing next year.
Yeah, and then Cam Reddish, he be in his final year. He got a $6 million deal. That's aspiring. Emmanuel Quickly's salary is nothing. That's $2 million team option. Then $4 million the next year. Quentin Grimes $2 million. McBride $1 million. So if you look up and down the board, like Frank Monta was saying, man, you can literally get to almost $50 million. Now let's say hypothetically you move Evan Fournier's $19 million. You know what I mean? Because see, I think it makes it easy for him next year because he only have 2 years, $38 million on that deal, opposed to 19 and 19. So if somebody willing to take him on for 2 years, then like a Utah somebody, then you can get that. So I do think they're in a good spot, man. I really do. I don't think the Knicks, from a salary standpoint, they just got to get rid of them aspirants. I think Alex Burks, Noel, and Kimba, that right there, basically $29 million. $29 million. You know what I mean? Todd Gibson, $34 million. You add him in there. Cam Reddish, $40 million, because he got almost $6 million on his deal. So, and you still got to take into consideration, don't we still got my man Joakim Noah's joint should be out of there pretty soon. So I think Joakim Noah will be off the books, everybody. So I do think they're not in a bad spot, man. I really don't believe they're in a bad spot. I just think that they just got to, go get through this season and let the chips fall where they may. Right, there you go. That Joakim $6 million, so they can revamp this whole thing over. They went and took a gamble on this season. It didn't pan out the way they want to, but I still think they headed in the right direction. They got a lot of good young talent down there, and I think they're good to go with that. Yeah, Frank. Let me Derrick Rose. You absolutely right, Frank. He will be, because absolutely his team option for 2. Yeah, see, Derrick Rose money is expiring. Yeah, good call, Frank. Yeah, so see, they in a good spot, man. I really do believe that they don't got too much to worry about.
I got, since we're talking about contracts and people and things like this, let me throw this out here. I was I don't want to, but I was listening to another podcast, Ebru today, sometime today, I think it was. And he said something about this trade, and since he said, I want to spread the news, I just want to see Chad, how would y'all feel if we got DeAndre Murray, I always mess his name up. If we got Devontae Murray on the team as being our starting point guard, but what we would have to give up would be RJ, Obi, and IQ. All right, just let that sink in for a little bit. And the DeAndre Murray, a premier, almost triple threat, double digits in scoring, almost double digits in assists, and almost double digits and assists. I mean, in rebounding almost every night. That's his stats. I think it's 29 or 19, 9 and 9 or something like that for RJ, OB, and IQ. All right. I
And
mean,
no picks. Frank said any picks. Cash out says no.
no, and we would get Murray, and I think I looked at the San Antonio squad and picked up somebody else. I think it was Dirt McDermott. We used to have him the McDermott would take Obi's spot, but it would be DeAndre and uh McDermott, and we would give up OB, IQ, and RJ.
I don't know if
And
I can do that, man. For me, because I do believe RJ is on the cusp of being special.
mhm.
If anything, I would want RJ to be with Devontae Murray. You know what I mean? I would.
Now if we now look at this Divine, because I was listening. It would, if we gave up RJ, Grimes would be the starting two.
Okay.
Grimes would be our starting two. The Murray would be one. Grimes would be two. We still have Mitch, and we still have Randall. And I mean, not talking about Fournier. Fournier, all the rest of those people could probably be moved in another deal, but it probably wouldn't be Fournier as a it would be Grimes. It would be DeAndre Murray, uh, Grimes, Mitch, and Randall, if Randall still stays here too. But it would probably be those four. I don't know who the fifth person would, but the four people that we would keep Grimes, and everybody else would be up for trade. Like we could probably look to move Evan Fournier. Burks should probably be gone. Taj would probably be gone. Noel will probably be gone. All the guys that you just mentioned will still be gone, but we would give up three players to get two players back, and we could probably shed all the rest of those expiring contracts.
Mm. It's you know what it is. It's a good look. The trepidation with me. Devontae got what, a couple of years left on his $64 million deal.
Yeah, I think it's two.
2 years. And RJ,
It'll be 10 million next year.
right, and then after that he gonna
He
get
had
his
to get signed.
yeah. I mean, if there's any way that I'm gonna tell you something right there. I would do anybody on that team in that deal. If you can keep RJ with him.
Oh, I would too, no question.
Yeah, I would say you could. I don't care if you can deal anybody else on the Knicks. I don't care who it is.
Frank Montos.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was looking at first.
RJ, OB, IQ for Murray. Okay, I mean, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at
Yeah,
that.
with no picks, I'm just saying, just if it was some way that we could make the deal, just RJ, Obi, IQ, and we would pick up Murray. Um,
I
if
got a
if
deal easier than
if
that. I got a deal San Antonio do easier than that. I bet you they'd take OB, IQ, and multiple first round picks.
oh, they probably would,
Because you know
because
what?
they probably going to be
I think they
rebuilding.
more into rebuild.
Yeah.
So
And I think Pop is about to retire. I think this is probably going to be his. For everybody saying that this is probably going to be his last year. I didn't, everybody talking about it, but I didn't really hear it myself. I just hear it through people saying that Pop may be retiring this year. I don't.
yeah, I mean, you know what? It's a tough call, man. You know why I say that? Because man, we our number 3 pick, man, and we drafted this cat number 3, and he's starting to come into his own. I'm just scared that man, we finally found we took a draft pick and re-signed him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with that too. I mean, I'm don't let me say this, Chad. Let me say this, Devon. I'm not saying, well, as I was listening to Iwu explain and talk about it and stuff like that, he kind of made me think about it. So that's
Mhm.
why I'm putting it out to you guys, because we still have Grimes. Somehow, I don't know if he said Mitch, but I think we could probably still try to snatch Mitch up and keep him in keep him, give him a contract or something like that by letting these other guys go and picking up other players to fit into the team. But we would definitely have a bona fide point guard, man. That guy is a bona fide
Okay.
point guard. Now, of course, like you said, Divine, I would love to see him and RJ moving back into his regular position as a two. That would be awesome also.
Yeah, that to me, that'd be one of the youngest premier backcourts.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Man, Devontae Murray and RJ Barrett, both of them almost 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". And that's the reason. But if we had to do it, would I do it? Yeah, I mean, but I just think that RJ Barrett's ceiling is. I think RJ gonna be special in a couple of years, man.
Yeah, because he's still 21, man. He's still 21, and if he plays
old, bro.
Yeah, he played anything like he's been playing in these last 10, 15 games or 8, 10, 10 games before he got hurt the other night. If he's playing anything like that, I think he's somewhere around 21, 22 points a game. He's like 6, 7 rebounds a game. He's like 4 or 5 assists a game, maybe 1 steal. He's not hitting the free throws that great. I think his percentage of free throws is 69, 71%, somewhere around there. He gets 1 or 2 steals, a game, but he definitely, and he's still only 21.
You know what I think is going to happen in New York, to be honest with you? I think that somewhere down the line, this is just my guesstimation, that they move on from Randall for RJ can get an extension.
I can hear that too.
But like I said, but but then you look, because I'm gonna tell you, I watched it over the All-Star weekend. I was like, it's gonna be some guys they're gonna let that's gonna come free. They rate that. I believe it or not, guys. Watch this season. I'm gonna put this out there. Watch how you got to look at how Denver season gonna play out. If Denver not get knocked out early, I truly believe I think Donovan Mitchell might be wising out.
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna bring up.
Yep, I do think the way the things is lining up with the people they're hiring, and you know what, every player gonna say they want to be on their team. They don't want to, they're never gonna say I don't want to be here. So let's keep it real. But y'all better watch out for that Carl Towns situation. That's the situation I think people gonna have to watch out for. Then you got to look at the SGA situation with the emergence of Josh Giddey and all these guys. They might be like, you know what, Josh Giddey is our future point guard. They rebuild mode all the way through. And they just gave SGA the bag. And, who to say SGA don't wind up leaving up out of there? Just due to the fact of the way it don't look like they bringing in people to compete for playoffs no time soon. I don't think so. Now, why would you give him all that money if you're not going to put major pieces around him, to elevate the squad? So you got to look at the SGA situation. They would know. I was, like I said, if you go, I think it was on Bleep Report, one of them sites I was looking at. They would talk about that, about SGA had this tweet that was interesting about New York or something. So you just don't never know.
I think I've seen that, something like that.
Yeah, I was reading that earlier today, man. But JW said, please watch. Yeah, that was a situation. Another thing, JW, good point. JJ Redick was our first take today. And he was talking about the Zion situation. I was like, whoa. I mean, you throw that out there like that. That phrase that they had many assets for a big trade, whatever. I do, so I believe that, Frank. That's why I think they're going to be all right. I think to me, I'm going to take the season for what it is. It might didn't go the way we wanted to, but we still in a good place. We are still in a good place. Next year, we got a ton of aspiring contracts. We got tradable contracts. Teams going to be calling the Knicks like, listen, I'll send you this to get them contracts because they're going to want to get that money off the books at the end of the year. It's going to be teams in our situation next year where, like, you know what, we might not get far, so let's go ahead and get rid of these contracts, move on from this player, and bring in some players. So if we do, we bring them in here, they play this year for us, we scrap the season just like the Knicks did, and they got their money back. So you got to watch the Knicks next year, man. That's going to be really interesting how they might will and deal. So I'm looking forward to what the Knicks do this offseason. It says Zion value is low right now. Nobody is trading for an injury-prone player. You got a point there, Keith Turner. You got a point there. That's my only concern with Zion. Is not his talent; it's the injuries. And that's for sure. And Will said it's hard to see us trading an all-star caliber guy like RJ. He's our only guy that he does. He's about the only one. He's about the only one.
He got high value. Somebody would give up high value for high value.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's going to be high value, man. He's playing ball, man, and he's starting to get it together. And he's only going to get better. He's nowhere close to his ceiling. He still got a lot of upside to RJ.
Mm-hmm. He just don't want
that Pelican stuff. Yeah, I was reading that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's some big things. Like the Pelicans really haven't seen Zion for a couple of something that, as it was reported out there. He's not even working out with the Pelican teams. Yeah, he's not even working out with them. He chose his own people to work out for. That's something to look for. You come see Zion in the off season. He 240 pounds, and he's still looking new. And he's 300 and some pounds. He get down to like 240. He might come out and be like, I want to trade.
Yeah, and let me ask you a question, you guys, because talent aside, if he's doing that where he's at, not wanting to play, not engaging with the team. You didn't even call the team when they got CJ McCullough, say welcome aboard. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Are you sure we looking at we are infatuated with Zion's talent, but not his team play type thing? Or he just said, you know what, I don't want to be in New Orleans, period. I don't care what I got to do to get out of here. I'm going to do it. I got to do a James Harden type thing. You know what I mean?
Not even James Harden, Ben Simmons.
Right. If we on that level, whereas
I want out.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Mitchell said we will get one of these guys: Brogdon, Saxon, Brunson, Murray, Big Fish, Cat, and Mitchell. I take Cat. You throw one more in there, brother. I'm good. I think Cat killing it. The Cat. Man, listen.
Didn't Cat just get a couple of trades over there to his team though? Who did they just pick up? Didn't they just pick up?
I don't think they willed and dealed none.
No,
they did. It was minor. I know they re-signed Patrick Beverly one more year.
Oh no, that don't mean nothing.
Kevin said he don't want to be there. That's probably what it is, Kevin. He probably just don't want to be there.
Yeah, I think he want to be out of there.
Yeah, but Will, you're right though. That foot injury is real. That's my concern. That is a real injury. That's my only trepidation with Zion. Can you imagine if the New York Knicks get that man a max contract, just max him out, $200 million,
don't even say it out loud,
and that foot wind up costing us all that money? John Williamson plays above the rim. He's 6'6" tops, top heavy. His game is predicated on athleticism. In other words, if he ain't jumping, he ain't scoring. You know what I mean? If he's not jumping, he ain't scoring. He's like he's like a shorter version of a Randall with high hops. You know what I mean? But Randall got a way better jump shot than him. My only concern with Zion Williamson is not his talent. If he got to go through 13 more years of his career trying to jump off that foot,
nah, he ain't gonna make 13 more. Not off a bad foot.
That's what I think. That's why I would. I know everybody want to see the Duke connection. I'm a Tar Heel, so I couldn't care less. But I'm saying, I do think we got to pause for that Zion thing, man, because it's the foot injury. Is now, even though you want to get out of there, you still got to show your professionalism. You know what I mean, and be a pro. Because we don't want to always be the dysfunctional, laugh out loud Knicks, blah blah blah, whatever. He is one thing about you got to always show your maturity. You got to be professional, even if you don't want to be there. You still got to kind of be professional about it. You know what I mean? And I'm just worried that that he went out so much that. But you know what? If Ben Simmons can get traded, he can get traded too. You know what I mean? But Ben Simmons ain't had the injury that he got. I'm just concerned about that foot. So he could have been the face of the NBA after LeBron James, believe it or not. I just think that I think that foot injury is going to hold him back because of the way he played basketball. He just jumped too much. He cannot do nothing. Think about this, guys. John Williamson cannot do anything if he can't jump. Think about it. If he don't have an outside shot, he forced to play in the inside or on fast breaks. And if he's not with a running team, a team with a whole bunch of shooters, and all he do is just get up off that foot. Every time he get the ball, 9 out of 10, Zion Williamson is jumping. You understand what I'm saying, Shaw? 9 out of 10, unless he get fouled, he had the charity stripe. 9 out of 10, that man jumping. I just think that you're possibly right, man. That's why he lucky he got that good deal coming out of that Nike deal coming off.
Yeah, he getting bread from that for real.
Yeah, man. He got that $100 million deal because I just don't know. You know, I'm hoping that in case I want the young man to grow and have a great career and prosper. I'm just hoping that. I'm just scared about that. I'm just scared about the injury, but I want him to be successful. Come in here and do his thing, man. You know, you don't want no play. I don't care whether you like him or not. You don't want to. You don't wish that on nobody. I just want, but I just know that by the way his game is played, Shaw Powers is kind of tough. You know, for the Knicks to take that gamble.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with Zion. If he could, like the last people were talking about Zion was upper 300 pounds, but if if Zion goes there and he gets on some eating right and working out and getting his mental right and taking the stress off his foot. And he comes back. I mean, there's a couple of players that had almost the same foot injury that he had that comes back and had a pretty successful year. Like almost like Mitch been pretty good since his foot surgery this year. Aside from him being a little overweight in the beginning of the year, so he made it through the whole season. As much as he could. Aside from these little tweaks and turks that he had these last couple of games, a twisted ankle and stuff like that. But who knows what can happen if he comes back and he strengthens himself and drops 60 pounds, goes from 310 pounds to 250 pounds or 240 pounds, take a lot of that weight off his upper body and put a little bit more into his lower body, it changes his whole game up.
Would you be willing to take a gamble on Zion or the Knicks had the chance to get him?
I don't know. I mean, there's a trade to be moved if that was the case. I think New Orleans will take Randall. I think they'll take Randall. Because that's the position we're going to really be looking for. We ain't putting this guy in whose spot. If we don't get rid of Randall, he's not coming to the Knicks.
Yeah, that's about the only guy I think that's other than RJ. I think he's
there's no if Zion comes to New York, there will not be no Randall, and that's the bottom line. So the only way that I see Zion coming to New York is if they move Randall. If Randall gets moved, yeah, I can see them trying to see if Zion could come over here, and maybe giving him a decent deal to come over here to New York to play with RJ and Reddish. I mean, I don't think it's out the window, but there's no way Zion is coming here if Randall's still on the New York Knicks.
Yeah, for me, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know me, I'm always looking at numbers, bro. I'm a businessman. I just don't think it's worth it.
No, I don't think so.
I think we're gonna have another Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess. I just think that this cat, to me, think about it. He had the most hype coming out of college compared to I think he was the most hype guy since LeBron James.
Yeah, facts.
Can Zion Williamson handle this stuff here? And you're right, Keith Turner. I'm glad you put that up. I was about to say the same thing, Keith. One thing about that man, his availability, brother.
That's true.
Randall he ain't always hurt.
He ain't hurt. He's not hurt.
You can say what you want about Julius Randle, but that man is always playing. Him and RJ, other than what happened to RJ just recently, they Iron Men. They were the Knicks Iron Men, them two dudes. You know what I mean? And I think that's important, man, because like I said, much as I like this talent, I think the cat Zion Williamson is world class talent. I'm just concerned about if that man get ended for $200 million. We gonna be kicking everybody. You think y'all want to run this guy out of town? Well, we gonna want to fire everybody. You know what I mean? That's my problem right there, guys. Is that nothing personal with just that. Yeah. So I mean, it's a tough one, man. Julius Randle's an Iron Man. He in good shape. Him and RJ stay healthy. That's what I love about them two guys, man. They one thing about you could say about them, they play every night. They come to play every night. They go hard, and that's what I love about Mitchell Robinson too. He might. I mean, he probably played more hurt, not injured, more hurt than any Knick in that whole team. I think Mitchell Robinson plays hurt all the time, and that's what you want in a guy who's like, I'm hurt, but I'm going to play though. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing but an ache and pain. Take a Tylenol or Advil or something, whatever. But I'm going out on that court tonight. Guys like that don't come a dime a dozen in the NBA, man. You know, these guys, everybody on load management, they want to sit out. And, you know, they get a little nick there, act like they can't play. You know, and that's what I do admire about Julius Randle, man. That brother work hard. He in good shape, but he to me, Zion is nowhere near Julius Randle when it comes to this. This reason why I say that. Julius Randle got a jump shot.
Facts.
He got a jump shot. He might not jump high as Zion. I don't think Julius Randle can get it from various degrees on the court. Not saying Zion will never get there, but he ain't got Randle's skill set when it comes to shooting the ball though. I'm with you on that one, Knicks fan. That's who I'm climbing for. I think Big Cat would make the. Oh my! And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would trade Randle and some picks and whatever else for Big Cat and sign Mitch and put Big Cat shoot 40-something for 3-point line. I have a twin tower lineup with him and Mitchell Robinson at the 5 and 4. And RJ and Grimes or whoever. If you had to get another player to go add with them, I think that'd be a talented team right there, man. You know what I mean? For real. Yeah, you're right, Will. He is playing for that contract, brother. For real. He trying to get it. I don't have no problem, but I would love to be able to get the Big Cat down here, man. Because to me that you got that competition against Jared Allen and Mobley. You got Cat and Mitch. Cat stretch the floor, and Mitch could dominate the inside. Oh my God, man, that'd be crazy, bro. That'd be insane right there. I do think that you're right, Will. I think all that. I'm gonna tell you something. Out of all the players in the NBA, I think Cat aligned with the Knicks for this reason. Cat from Metuchen, New Jersey, grew up a Knicks fan, went to Kentucky. You know what I mean? The Cats, the guy that they hired, they drafted him. It's just a lot. The stars aligning for that. You know what I mean? That's why I like the Big Cat thing, because all the stars are aligning to get that man here. If anybody who like him and Donovan Mitchell, to me, are like they just got them ties, man, that it's hard to pass on. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Cat and Donovan Mitchell with? Oh my God, boy! Mitchell Robinson. Check this out: Mitchell Robinson, Cat, RJ Grimes, and whoever.
That would be Killadilla.
What? RJ, Cat, and Mitch at the 2, 4, 5, 4, and 3. Donovan Mitchell at the 2 or 1 with Quentin Grimes. Yo, we coming out of the East, bro. You can book that. You can book that. If that were to happen, they coming out of the East. So, like I said, man, you got the off season gonna be interesting. It's really gonna be. It's gonna be. I think the Knicks going to make them some good moves. And if you're gonna feel to sign up Cam Reddish back, keep Grimes. I don't know. I don't know how old I don't know how none of these guys play out to me. To be honest with you, I mean, I would love to be in the front office right now, like a fly on the wall. Shop hours. I would love to be a fly on the wall in the Knicks front office right now this off season.
Yeah, there's some things out there, man, and I know this team that we have this year is not going to be the team that we're going to have next year. I believe that they're going to maybe they can gather one of these guys, that CAA connection, maybe they can grab one of these guys and bring them over here. And with I mean, you get Cat over here, man. You think when you remember when we went to the game, you think those tickets was expensive? Sheesh. Let Cat come over here, man. It's gonna, it's gonna be like 350 for 350 for all the way at the top, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what he showed me, man? This is what the maturation of people do, man. The maturation of people. In that All-Star game, he showed me something, bro. In that three-point shot.
Yeah, he's lethal, man.
Not because he won it. He said he was gonna win it. He said he was gonna win it. He looked over at Shaquille O'Neal and said, Shaquille, I told you I was gonna win this. If that ain't confident, there is none. You want people who believe in themselves like that. And yeah, you're right, Jay. I don't know if the Timberwolves will let him go, but you just never know what happened. This cat might want to get back over here. Listen, him and Jordan Woods. You know how they might want to be where the fashion at. They might want to be where they can get the endorsements at. Think about this here. He out in Minnesota, you don't hear nothing about basketball. You know what I mean? Like you look at Donovan Mitchell. You don't hear nothing about. Only thing you hear about him is playing basketball because it's not an endorsement place. You don't have a chance to grow outside of basketball per se. If like here in New York and LA and Houston and blah 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 wherever, you got a chance to get endorsements because you're always being seen through the media eyes. Who even know what Donovan Mitchell doing? You know what I mean? That's what makes it interesting to me. You know what I mean? Is that these guys might be looking for something outside of basketball too. You know what I mean? They want to find out how they can get endorsements, how they can get connected with certain type of thing. And I just think that makes a big difference to these guys nowadays. We're in a social media driven world. A lot of these guys want the fame and the fortune. You know what I mean? And what better place to get it is where you got the big media presence at. So I do think that made play the part to it.
I could definitely say this. I'm not sure about if all of Randall's commercials that he's been in is national, but I know here in New York he got about three or four commercials or something like that. I know one of the biggest ones is one of them Zooms or one of those buy a car. I have a big Nick on my car, however that thing go, and he's sitting up on the car, you know what I mean? So that's one of his bigger ones. I see that pretty frequent and often. So I mean, you get in New York, you're gonna get some money. You're gonna get some money from some endorsements, man. I don't know how much he's getting paid with these endorsements, but could easily be $3 to $7 million extra. You know what I mean? So you get here in New York, man, you're gonna bubble.
Yeah. On top of that, his dad lives in New Jersey.
Yep. So
he'd be closer to his dad.
Yep, all that
stuff, man. And Jordan Woods, you should be hanging out with the. I don't see him leaving either. I say this here. Even though if he don't leave in another couple of years, that contract could be up. He'd be on expiring pretty soon. And you know what? And let's just say, you know what? Minnesota don't go where they think they're gonna go. You know what I mean? And you never know with these guys, man. And I'm not one to say they leaving up going. But I do know that the stars aligned for him in New York, though. He can kind of boost his career over here. You know what I mean? So you never know. Hey, send Russell too. Send Julius Randle.
Get him. I take it.
Send Russell and Cat over here. Send out Randle quickly. Blah 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 blah. If you want to come with him, bring him on. That's what it's gonna take to get him here. We need a point guard anyway. So, but yeah, it's interesting, man. It's a lot of scenarios. Salute my man Jet for life. Salute my brother Jet life for life. It's a lot of scenarios out there, man. Like I said, we got to really stay tuned into going into the summer. It's a big free agent year this year. Shop Powers. There's a lot of free agents out there. So the Knicks gonna be willing and dealing. I think they're gonna be willing and dealing hard this year. And I just think that we're going to see a different team going into next year. You will
Oh,
not see
we
this Knicks team next year.
no question about that.
You will not see this team next year in New York. I think they're going to go out there and get a player or two or one or something that's going to help add to Randall, RJ, and Mitch and Grimes or whatever. I do think they're going to go out there and get something. No way the Knicks come in here without getting a plus player, somebody who can get it on every given night. Look at the way Randall been playing the last 5 or 6 games. Man, can you imagine if he played like that the rest of it all year long? The way RJ was playing in January, the Knicks is not far off, guys. I mean, we had a disappointing season because of what we did, but we're not far off. You get a player or two in here, could change this whole trajectory with this franchise going, because we got some good talent down here. That's why I said I'm really dying to see what's going on. Salute to the D Cool, Jet for Life, the whole chat, man. Salute to y'all on this off Nick night, Tuesday night. We in here, me and Shy Powers holding it down. Knicks play Friday. They back at the Garden against the Miami Heat. We just came to bring y'all some content, man, on this quiet night. Just talk a little Knicks, man. We got to keep the fan base informed, do our jobs. We appreciate y'all coming in here, man. Real talk. But I'm interested to see, man. I'm really, really interested. It's going to be intriguing. I'm really looking forward to what they're going to be able to get accomplished this summer. And let's see how the rest of the season goes, Shy Powers. It starts Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, brother.
Yeah, it's something that I'm waiting for it. I watched a little taste here. I watched the dunk contest, and I watched like a couple of minutes of the All-Star game, but I didn't watch too much of anything else. So I'm feeling for some Knicks basketball right now.
Yeah. This really what I'm intrigued about is how they come out the gate. I really want to see how the Knicks come out of this All-Star break. Because remember this here. Yeah, guys, remember this. Julius Randle always started slow coming out of the All-Star break the first couple of games. So I'm hoping that's a different thing. They do, JW. They really have they have a really good team down here. And that's what makes me wonder, what could be. I mean, they do got a good young team, man. They're excited with and they're gonna be a problem if they keep moving forward. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I just want to put that out there because I just know that you just never know what guys are thinking in the back of their mind. Because I know the Lakers I think they're gonna move on next year for trying to do something different. LeBron probably not happy with what they way they going there. I don't think Damian Lillard gonna be happy with what's going on in Portland. I just don't see him going through a rebuild unless it's all about loyalty and money. I don't see Damian Lillard going through a rebuild. I just don't see that at all. So you got to keep an eye on that situation. But not saying that he's going to leave, but it doesn't make sense for him unless he's not really concerned about championships in his career more than just being a solid NBA player and just having a good career. But if it's a championship thing, then I don't think he's going to get that in Portland. So unless they do unless they make some major signings, you know what I mean. And so you look at his situation. Yeah, that's up in the air. So it's gonna be really interesting, man. I'm really gonna be glued to this thing all summer long, man. And once when the all season come, but let's hope we can still have a little longer season, man. I would love for us to fight to get in this play in. I really believe that. I think we should move forward and try to keep competing, and then let the chips fall where they may after that, man. But I think it's all good, man. I'm glad that y'all got to come in. I just want to come in and give y'all some content tonight. And I always like to chat. They always got it popping off up in the air, JW and everybody. So I'm hoping that we just come out and win. If we beat Miami Friday, I'm gonna feel so good, brother. You don't even know.
I'm gonna know, man, because these last couple of games we should have won. So we beat Miami. I think that's a nice way to go forward. A good win to lead us forward, man. We beat Miami, man. Maybe it might can generate something like that, man. We still in it, we still in it. But we next 5 games, if we lose 4 of the next 5 games, man, that's it. So we gotta out of these next 5 games, we gotta win like 4. We gotta win 4 out of the next 5, man. Definitely. Somehow we gotta chip into those them losses that we got, man. So. Out of the next 5 games, we got to win 4 out of the next 5, and that's the only way that we're going to possibly have a chance to maybe scrap our way into this 10th position, man. 4 out of the next 5 games, this Miami game is going to be. This is another big game.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Like I said, I would be on the road, but I'm still coming on. I got to go to a conference. Um, my man, once Nick over there was good. My man, once Nick Sloop, my brother. Thank you for coming in, man. We
Yes,
just here
sir.
chopping it up, break it down for dialogue and everything, going over some content, man. I'm glad you got to get in, my brother. Salute to you. But yeah, man, it's gonna be very interesting, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. A lot of people by and gave up on Nick, but I haven't. I just think that you haven't seen this team yet. I just don't think you've seen the best of this team yet. You see what they're capable of on a West
Facts.
Coast trip. You see what they're capable of. And I just think we haven't put it all together, and maybe it might not. We might. This will tell you if we're gonna put together or not. But there's no excuses now, and there's the reason why I say that. Everybody's back. You know what I mean? I think everybody's back. Derrick Rose is back. RJ's back. We fully loaded. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Um, you know, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I just want to see what Tibbs going to do because now they got a dilemma. He got a dilemma now. Shot Powell, you got 2 of your horses back. Who you going to take out, or do you
Yeah.
stretch the lineup? Do you stretch
I,
the lineup?
I do not see Tibbs playing more than 10 players. 10 players, I think he's pushing it. And I mean, if he played more than 10 play, I mean, if he played 10 players, I think he's pushing it. He's more on that, 9-man rotation. If he played 10 players, he's pushing it. But the one of the easiest ways to get the players that we want to see, the 2 players that got to sit down is Burks and Kemba. If we could get Burks and saying Burks' name and Tibbs and sitting them down, that's like an oxymoron right there to me. I don't think you see that happening. But if you want to see Reddish, if you want to see Grimes, that if you want to see Sims, you sit Noel down for the rest of the year. That's the only way that you're going to see those guys. Because if Burks is in the lineup, then there's no Reddish in that second lineup. You know what I mean? And if you see Burks in the second lineup, more than likely, Evan will be back in the first and back in the starting lineup, and Grimes will be in the second unit. And that's only if you sit down Kimba, because I mean IQ would have to be in the starting lineup. You know, if you take Kimba out, that the person that got to be in that starting lineup has to be IQ. Because if you try to do the Burks, if you try to do the Burks in the starting lineup as the point guard, I don't know what's going to happen there, because then there'll be Burks, Evan, RJ, Randall, and Mitch. And then you have D Rose, IQ, and that's it right there. Who you going to put in? Now you're going to put Reddish in, or you're going to put Grimes in? Then then
Let's
that,
excuse me. Let's say
uh
let's Tib when the Knicks are healthy. Tibbs he will do 10 deep. Because I know it's
yes, he will.
will do. He'll go point guard for point guard, shooting guard for shooting guard, forward for forward, forward for forward, and center for center. So let's say if it's Kemba Walker, hypothetically, Kemba Walker, Fournier, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Then you got Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Alex Burks, Obi Toppin, and Nerlens Noel. You meant to tell me Quentin Grimes and
Reddish.
is out of the rotation?
Come on, man. Come on, man. That come on.
That's
That's
tough.
that's
That's
what I'm saying. It's no to me, and I know you might feel the same way like me, Divine. Watching this guy Grimes get out there and get busy, it's no way in the world that you could say you want to put Burks in over Grimes. To me, it's no way that you can sit here and get me to believe, I don't care who it is, that right now the way the way Grimes is playing right now, that you put Burks in on Grimes and sit Grimes on the bench. It's no way.
yeah.
Where you gonna find minutes? Where you gonna find minutes for Grimes if Burks is in the second unit? You know, where you gonna find any minutes if you put Kimba in the starting unit. Because if you put Kimba in the starting unit, then you ain't gonna get no minutes from Grimes, and you definitely not gonna get no minutes from Reddish. If you keep Burks and Kimba in the rotation, there's no time for Grimes and Reddish in this rotation. And you definitely, and if Noel is back, then Sims ain't gonna get no time. So
Yep. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm pretty much with Will at only at this point. I'll put like this here, and let's keep it 100. Kimber Walker should pretty much be out of the rotation. Period.
yes, no
Let's
question.
call it what it is. I'm gonna keep it 100. Take Kimber out of the rotation. Then you know Grimes is guaranteed to play. Right? That's the first dilemma. Alex Burks. I would say, you know what?
You ain't gotta say it, Devon, because it's hard to say because you know Tibbs
He ain't
is
gonna do
not
it.
gonna want to take
At
out
least not
Burks.
coming out the gate. At least not coming out the
Oh,
gate.
right, true.
Not
First,
coming out the gate.
first 3 or 4 games,
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
win a little, if we winning, we may keep seeing Burks. But if we losing, then I believe that the lineup really is gonna change. Then, yeah, I hear you. If the next 5 games, if we lose three out of the next 5, yeah, I think that whole lineup is totally gonna change. Then,
yeah. Canal. I'm with you, brother. I've been on that. I've been on that cat train. You know, I've been on it for a minute as well, man. That's yeah, bro. But yeah, it's so interesting. They got, like I said, I think God was going to happen. I think we're going to come out of the gate Friday with our pretty much our same team to see how the first 3 games go. We got 1 against the Heat, 2 against Philly. If we don't win any of them games, I just think that it's gonna. I think you're gonna have no choice.
we got to win 2 out of those 3.
Yeah,
Peace.
dude. Yo, peace of law, wives, peace to the God, my brother, salute. A alike, salute. Yeah, it's. I think they come out the gate. I think they come out the gate with try to win the first couple of games, see how it play out. Then if it don't go the way they want to, then they scrap it. That's why I made the thing. Play in to play out. Full drive or full dive. Um, yeah, he said Burks playing 27 points per game, 4 above his career average. They should have got the deal done with Burks. That's one deal I think they dropped the ball on at the trading deadline. They got a deal done for him. But then I think the Knicks just saying they're gonna. I think the Knicks said, you know what, they all aspiring next year. Let's not jump. Let's not overreact. I respect them for that. I'm glad
Yeah,
the Knicks didn't overreact. They could have went out and made some old dumb trades. Just no, they smart. They said, well, you know what? We only got 20 games left. Let's let the season play out. These guys won't be here next year. I guarantee you that. So that's how they play. They was looking at it, Shy Powers and everybody. They probably would say, no, we didn't get it. Sometimes no deal is better than a deal.
that's true.
I mean, sometimes no deal is better than a deal. You know what I mean? Because I think they probably said, listen, man, these guys won't be here next year. We got aspirants on our hand. You know what I mean? I think that I give them credit for that. I do give them credit for that, for not panicking when not panicking.
And if you look at hypothetically, as everybody talking about the soft tank or the tanking or something like that, all right, imagine that I mean, if you want to call it a tank or whatever, we lose and our draft capital in the draft this year goes from, I think we're in like 10th, 11th place now, maybe 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere around there. We're in the low part of the first round, and we somehow move up to maybe 4th or 5th or something like that. That trade in the 4th or 5th, it's not necessarily mean that we're going to take that trade too. That trade could go to somebody for a big pick. You know what I mean? Up in a pick. So, if you want to look at it like that too, if we do fall and lose the next whatever amount of games, and we're out of the play in, but we move up in the draft pick, that our draft pick could move from I think it's 11th. I'm not 100% sure. I think we're about 11th. If we can move into like the top 5, either we look for that pick or we could take that pick and move that pick to somebody to get somebody that we really want. You know what I mean? That's
Yep.
that's another thing that we could do too. It's a lot of things that the Knicks got to do, man. It's a whole lot of things that they could do. They still got picks. They got second rounds. They got, I think, uh, this draft. I think we got
Two
three
first
second
round,
round,
two
two
second
or
round.
three, something like that. So
They
we
good.
got some things that we can move around and put some of these inspiring contracts. And if worst case scenario comes to somebody that's like a really big name or something like that, you might not, all these rookies that we're talking about with these vets, we might see a couple of some of our young guys move too, depending on who we're going to get. And don't sit here and be like, oh, I don't want to trade Obi. I don't want to trade IQ. I don't want to trade this. If you're talking about getting Cat, if you're talking about getting Cat, if you're talking about getting Murray, if you're talking
Anybody's
to,
treatable.
I mean, if you're talking about getting some of these big name players, you got to give to get. Ain't nobody taking. We ain't making no move to get Cat and trading no Well and Burks. We ain't. That ain't happening. So
After what Will put up, the Will said Burke shooting 38% overall. Overall, that's abysmal. Quickly 36% overall, not from 3-point line. Overall, that's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah, but
these things.
I don't think they're gonna. Let me be frank with you. Knicks not keeping all in draft picks.
No, they can't.
They
We
can't.
barely seeing some of the picks we got now.
Yeah.
How we gonna get it? Even if we get a fifth pick and then what's this boy's name?
Duke.
Yeah, or this Tata of a
Yeah,
dude or something
Tata.
like that. Whatever these two dudes, even if we get them, are these guys going to be premier players that can change your whole team around and stuff like that? Is that's what we really want? Do we want somebody that we got to wait another 2 years for them to get a little better or something like that? You know, I,
Only way I
I
see that happening. Excuse me. Only way I see that happening is if they let Tibbs go.
yeah,
They
yeah,
let Tibbs go and Johnny Bryant take over, and they do like a kind of not a soft rebuild, a medium rebuild. I don't want to say a rebuild totally, but Chris, salute sister, how you doing, man? All good. Salute to Chris. That's what's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be what Tibbs do, what they do with Tibbs, what they do with these players they got on the roster, which direction they're going to decide to go. They're going to scale it back and go through the rebuild process, or they're going to say, you know what, we're going to get rid of some picks, we're going to move with some aspirants, and that's that. Yeah, and I agree with you. Tibbs is not tanking, and he shouldn't tank.
he
Nobody
ain't taking. He is not
if we
taking. He
get that
playing to win.
mentality in New York, I'm done. You don't come in a basketball game to lose basketball game. If you start telling Quentin Grimes and all these guys don't go out there with 100% effort, you're setting yourself up for disaster.
I mean, what the hell is a tank anyway, man? You send your guys on the court and tell them don't hit that jump shot, don't play that defense for them. Let's let them score. Come on, man. I don't see that.
Other than playing
I
your
don't see
young
that.
guys,
Yeah,
other than
come on,
playing
man.
your young guys, that's about it. But they
I can't see Tibbs saying that to anybody that he has or his team, man. I can't see him like don't play no defense. Let them hit the 3-pointers. Everybody don't play no let everybody drive to the hole. Mitch, when they come to the hole, you go to the left, let them lay the ball up. What kind of tank? I don't see no tank like that. If they lose playing and you want to call it a tank, all right, I could go for that if you want to say it like that. But tanking, like go out there and don't play no defense, nah, that ain't Tibbs' MO right there.
yeah. Once the Knicks said Tibbs tanking without trying.
That's true.
Yeah, that's funny. I think I don't think Benjamin vets in favor of youth as a tank when the vets are stinking up the joint. Yeah, it is not tanking. See, that's what I'm cool with. I have no problem with putting all them veterans on the bench and playing the young guys. I know what it is. I can see where they might consider that kind of like a tank because you're taking out your best players. But shit, but right now, Julius Randle right now the way he playing basketball. If you take Julius Randle out of the lineup just to put somebody else in, then that could be a tank. You know what I mean? Because he's playing phenomenally. Or RJ Barrett, averaging 20-something a game in January going into February 25 before he got hurt. Now, if you take them out and just put people in, then okay. You know, you could probably just say we know we're gonna put our not our best players on the court to put our. Well, we'll see how I go out the gate first. I do want to make sure we go out the gate trying to get it popping. Like I said, the best thing the Knicks could do, come out the gate, try to play in the play-in. But if you lose the next, if you start off 5 games, out of 5 games you only win 1, then just scrap it. But coming out of the Friday, Knicks better come in the Garden looking to beat Miami. You know, you got to go in there and want to win game because, like I said, you don't know what Atlanta going to do. You don't know what Washington going to do. You don't even know what Charlotte going to do.
Facts.
You know, so you got to go in there and compete and try to get back in this thing. The team is not bad as we may think it is. If you look at a lot of games that we lost, like I said earlier, foul shooting, turnovers, you know, the free throw line, blowing leads. You know, but you put Derrick Rose back and you put RJ back, I think that team is totally different. I just think that you putting 30 points back in the lineup, you probably taking out 10, 11. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see. I really is, man.
And we're implementing D Rose back into the lineup in that second unit. If we don't start IQ, if we don't start IQ and IQ is coming in the second unit with D Rose, I think IQ be start playing a little bit better. You know, I think he'll start getting to his spots a little easier because now him trying to facilitate the ball, him trying to get the ball, make moves and make assists and make the great pass and make a good pass or make any pass, is hindering him a little bit because that's kind of not like his game. Like Tibbs this year kind of try to groom him as to be this point guard, and I still think he is a guard, but I don't think he is the point guard, you know. And with him making all these moves, I think that made his game suffer a little bit this year. I think that made his when D Rose went out, his game just fell off the hill or fell off the mountain or went left for some reason. So with D Rose coming back, I think it's going to help IQ a whole lot.
Yeah. You know, like I said, you could give Tibbs a lot of blame. I don't say a lot. You can give him blame, but you also got to put it on the players too. Like I said, we've been in games where we missed 10 free throws. You know what I mean? We had 15 turnovers. It's just a lot of things going to it. The season just started out bad with Nerlens Noel being out. You know what I mean? That started off bad. You know, putting Mitchell in when he wasn't ready. That was bad. And then Kemba Walker situation. That was bad. You know what I mean? He ain't in the rotation. His game ain't even there. See, some of these things we do got to put on the players too, not only Tibbs. I know he going to be the scapegoat. Anybody, the coach is always the scapegoat. But think about what did we did not expect Kemba Walker to have the season he having.
No,
we didn't. Think about what Evan Fournier did coming out of the gate. Evan Fournier was missing in action for almost 20-something games. He was missing.
Ready to trade him.
You know, he was missing. Then you take out a Noel situation. Just he ain't even played the whole damn year. Then Derrick Rose go down. You know what I mean? And it was just tough, man. And RJ didn't really get it popping until maybe a month and a half into the season. So a lot of that stuff was on the players coming out the gate too. But Tibbs, then what happened to me was we asked all the young guys who haven't been in the league for a month or two to pick up the dead weight for these cats. And they just wasn't ready for it. So it's tough. You know what I mean? It really is. But somebody always got to be the fall guy. You know what I mean? Despite other than his playing the guy, I agree with the chat a lot. Other than playing guys too long, not putting guys in, but it was a lot of times that he put guys in, they didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? Like he put IQ in, IQ stunk it up. He put Obi in for a while, Obi stunk it up. You know what I mean? It was just tough. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a whole different thing next year, guys. I think you're not going to see a lot of guys here next year. You might not see the coach. Who knows? I don't care who the coach's team this year. Tibbs or anybody would have made a difference. You might have got more minutes and all that stuff, but it would have made a difference on the court, though. I don't think it would have made a difference who coached the Knicks this year. I think that the way it went, it just was bad.
I don't like pointing fingers at Tibbs too much because he's a coach and he's a winning style coach.
Right.
But watching this year a little bit, if I could critique him a little bit, I think his rotations. I mean, the way he implements his rotations is a little tough sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes he lets Randu, play a whole
Two of them.
12 minutes. All right, just watching some of the teams when they make their first substitutions and stuff like that, you see a lot of other teams make their first substitution around the
Halfway point.
6 minute mark, around the 6 minute mark. Tib doesn't release his better players like a Randu to come out at that 6 minute mark. He lets him rock until like the 9-10 minute mark, and then then Obi comes in maybe with 1 minute, 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So, that a little bit, he did it last year, so I can't say that it's anything that he did different this year, but that could be something that I noticed that he does to Randall. I'm just talking about Randall. He does it to other people, but Randall in general, he lets Randall pretty much rocks the whole first quarter and sits him out maybe 4 to 6 minutes the beginning of the second quarter, and then he lets him rock out all the way to the end of the second quarter. So those minutes he could maybe, change up a little bit. This way Obi could get a little bit more time if he change up a little bit of how he rotates his starters in with the second unit. I mean, not to critique him a little bit because he's a winning coach, and who am I to sit here, But what I see from the outside, that's what I see.
Yeah. He this year he definitely had it. He was. I think it just under what he had. But like I said, I think the Obi part was hard for me. You know what I mean? Nobody on that team could do what Randall could do. You know what I mean? See, if you take Randall out the game, damn, it's over.
Yeah.
Then probably felt like, well, I take Randall, put Randall on the bench right now, we probably go down 30. But I think he's wrong about that. I still think that you should have gave Obi Toppin. You can't give Obi Toppin half a Randall minutes. You can't do that. So Julius Randle gonna play 35 minutes a game. He's that good. You know what I mean? I just think he's that good. So I think the problem was he should have went more to the Obi and Julius Randle when Noel was out. He should have went more to the Obi Top and Julius Randle match 4 or 5 game more than he did this year. I think if he would have went to that, it might have made a little bit. But then you tell you, what did we sign Todd for? You know what I mean? We got to pay the man. We paying the money. You got to pay these guys. No way James Dolan will allow you to pay a guy a certain amount of money and they're not even playing at all. Why did I do that? You know what I mean? That kid, I wouldn't even sign him. So you knew he was going to get some burn because he was a big major part of what we did. I think these guys got signed because he thought that maybe Todd Gibson, Derrick Rose, when the playoffs come, we need that veteran experience in the playoffs. I thought that he was banking on that. But I think Chris, he should have went with that Obi Randall lineup more. I think he should have went with that more. You know what I mean? It might have made a difference. But I think, I don't think we have too much to worry about, guys. The Knicks come out the gate flat Friday. You ain't to worry about nothing. You're going to see all of them.
Everybody. You're going to see Sales.
Don't worry about it.
What's the other?
Your wish will come true after the next couple of games. You could book that. Don't worry about it. You're going to see so much of Cam Reddish and so much of McBride. You let the Knicks come out the gate, lose to Miami, Philly, and lose to Philly or whatever. They're going on that West Coast trip. You're going to see them dudes religiously because they ain't going to have no choice. It's a wrap. Cut the cord, call it quits, and that's it. So that's why I said be patient. Let the Knicks get through these first 3 games. See if because they still got to try to get up in here, man. Let's not kid ourselves. They got it. You never know what happens when you get in there.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
Funny thing, like you said, we win the next 3 games and Atlanta lose the next 3 games. What you think? You know what I mean?
We win 3 and Atlanta lose 2.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
We still got 20 games left in 19.
You know what I mean? We talk about something totally different right now. You know what I mean? 3 games. And we got the 3 hard games coming up. Miami and Philly 2 times, man, back to back. So
that'll tell you. It'll tell you what they're gonna do after the next first. I said the first 5 games. I'm gonna say these first 5 games coming out the gate. I'll tell you what the Knicks gonna do after that. They're gonna either be too far to get in the play-in, or they're gonna be right there, 1 or 2 games right there, and they're gonna have to keep going fighting for it. So you'll find out. You'll see.
Yes. Yep.
You'll see.
Everybody talking, like you said, Divine. Everybody talking about seeing the young, and I keep stressing this to my peoples, my Knicks fans. We've been playing the young crew all year. The only guys we really, really, really haven't seen is McBride and Sims. Those are the two guys that we really don't see at all. We play the OBs, we play the IQs, the Randus, the Mitches, the Grimes.
Mhm.
Little spot minutes for Reddish right now because we still try to fit him in because Tibbs still puts Burks in. You don't put Burks in, Reddish could get what half of what the minutes that Burks get. Burks getting 20, 26 minutes a game, man, 27 minutes a game, man. That's a lot of minutes for Burks, you know what I mean? And I'm not taking anything for Burks. That's my Mr. B right there. No matter, oh yeah, I've been trying to give him a B rating. But if we want to see if we want to see Reddish, we got to put Burks down, man. We got to sit him down. If we want to see Grimes, we got to put Kemba down, man. I mean, that's the only way I see it. We put Kemba down, we put Burks down, we get to see Grimes, and we get to see Reddish. And in the next 3 games, we'll we'll know if we're going to see them two guys heavy rotation.
Yeah, like Chris said, look at that. Zach Levine, Butler, Harden, and Embiid. You will know where the Knicks going to be at in the next so many games. So
Facts.
I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it at all, guys. By next week, you will know what you'll see what, because like I said, to me, I think you don't got to wait the next week. I think Kemba Walker should be out there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
that Kemba Walker spot should be Quentin Grimes' spot. Period. Ain't even no hesitation on that one. Kemba Walker's not getting the Knicks past where they going because it ain't only him. Yeah, he just not having been doing. We 2-2, unless something dramatically happened, he come out there Friday and run around and turn this whole thing around. Then that's a different story. But as the way it's looking right now, I just think you got to go with Quentin Grimes and let here's why it worked for Kemba Walker. Rest that knee going into next year. You know what I mean? Be the savvy, classy guy like you are, and help coach a young guy from the bench. You know what I mean? Do like be that same upstanding. Because Kemba Walker, man, let's not get it twisted. I don't get on Kemba Walker about who he is. I get on it what he just doing for the Knicks right now. He is not helping us none.
yes.
Yeah, I think he is. He should be back Friday. Definitely. And Chris, I'm glad you put that up there because I wanted to tell the guy the same thing. Check it out. You got Chris put up. You got Miami, Philly 2 times, Phoenix, and the Clippers. And it's gonna be tough, bro. We going out.
That's
there.
the next 5 games right there.
Yeah, man. So that'll tell you where the Knicks gonna be at.
Yep, that's the next 5, and that's not even staying if Mitch is going to be back either. You know what I mean? Mitch is dealing with some family problems right now, and all my wishes and hopes for Mitchell Robinson, man, at this time when things going wrong with his family and stuff like that. Big ups to you, man. Hold your head and stay positive no matter what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Word up.
Hey, once Nick, I do agree. That to me, that was a big problem to me. Different than last year to me. It's Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock compared to Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. I think that was the big difference because at least Alfred Payton, you didn't depend on him to score the ball. You knew what you was getting from him. Yeah, you knew he was going to play defense. He was going to try to run the team. He might not turn the ball with the Randall, but he still ran the team. Kemba Walker this year not playing defense and he not running the team. That's a big drop off. Think about it. At least Alfred Payton gave you solid defense every game he played. He scored occasionally. Kemba Walker not giving you solid defense, and he not scoring occasionally. That's a big drop off. You know what I mean? That's why defense ain't like it was last year. Then let's move to the Reggie Bullock and Evan Fournier thing. Evan Fournier, if you look at his numbers in the first half of the season, they were atrocious. But you look at Reggie Bullock, what did Reggie Bullock give you every night?
Defense.
He played the best wings in the league.
Defense.
Every night, Reggie Bullock played the best wings in the league for the Knicks last year. And was shooting over close to 40% from 3. This year, Evan Fournier can't guard the best wings in the league, and he's not shooting 40% from three just to recently. So that's the big dilemma right there. It's not so much Tibbs in that aspect. We lost two solid guys that Tibbs wanted back. At least Reggie Bullock anyway. You know what I mean? And we missed that, man. We missed the gritty. Reggie Bullock was a tough-minded dude. He got down there and got down against the best dudes. You know what I mean? He played ball against the best dudes, bro. Whether LeBron, no matter who it was, Reggie Bullock went up against the best wings in the league last year. And now, we missed that.
Yeah. A lot wise. I think Rose plays all right. What I think he should play is 14, 18 minutes, somewhere around there. I think Tibbs is going to get him out there and play like 28 minutes. Tibbs might get him out there and get him out. I hope Tibbs just get him out there and get him warmed up, the first game and give him a good amount of minutes. But my man Tibbs, man, you never know with Tibbs, man. He just coming off the injury. You might see Derrick Rose play 26 to 30 minutes, man. Especially if he gets hot or something like that. Don't let D Rose get hot. But I'm hoping Tibbs know that he's coming off an injury. I don't think Tibbs is going to play him more than 20 minutes. I think he's going to get 14 to 18 minutes if he comes back, D Rose, for the first game. But those 14, 18 minutes may be more prone and 6 to 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. He might play him. I think he might play him heavier in the fourth quarter. D Rose may get, because D Rose is a closer, so I think D Rose may get the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. But overall, I think he may get 14 minutes for the game.
Okay, you think so? I think he probably get at least 20. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get close. I don't think they should. I don't think they're gonna push him real hard because he's just coming back.
Okay.
He's just coming back his first game. Off an ankle. You don't want to push him out there, but I believe D Rose is going to play at least 6 to 7 minutes in that fourth quarter.
Hey, Will, y'all cats got jokes, bro. Y'all got jokes.
See what I'm saying?
Tibbs might be bad, but y'all killing him right now. Will say you're gonna play 38 minutes.
Will?
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I will. I see what I'm saying. I think what I really think is D Rose when he comes back. I think he's going to play his majority of his minutes. Is probably going to be in the fourth quarter. I believe he's probably going to get the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. And I think he's going to be around 14 to 20 minutes, somewhere around there. But like I was saying, man, messing around with Tibbs, man. Messing around with Tibbs, he gonna have Tibbs. He gonna have Rose out there for like 38 minutes. Yeah, he gonna have him out there 38 minutes. First game back.
Yeah. Let's hope he don't do crazy stuff like that. He really need to be fired then. I'm a Tibbs guy. He really need to be kicked up out of here. Do something like that.
He gonna play the last. He gonna play 8 minutes in the first half and 22 minutes, almost the whole second third from the end, 6 minutes in the third quarter all the way to the last minutes of the fourth quarter.
Hey, listen, Lawa said Tim's gonna play Rose a minute for every game he missed. Boy, y'all brothers is too much for me.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, what I want, like I said, I wanted to play 14 to 20 minutes, but I believe that the fourth quarter, what we've been missing from Derrick Rose, I think he's going to play at least the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. I think he's going to be into the fourth quarter, and he's going to have majority of that fourth quarter with Rose out there. Don't be surprised you see fourth quarter. You see Derrick Rose, Grimes, RJ, something like that. Randall and Mitch. Don't get it twisted. You might see something like that for the end of the fourth quarter. You might not see Fournier in the fourth quarter. You might not see Burks Burks in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? If D Rose come back, so he may switch it up, and players may get a little different rotations and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that D Rose coming back. I think he's gonna get at least the minimum 7 minutes in that fourth quarter. The other minutes throughout the game, I think it's not going to accompany no more than 20 minutes, 14 to 20 minutes. But definitely that 7 minutes in that fourth quarter, that's what we missing.
Hey, real quick, D. Rob, I'm glad you went here, man. What you think? I like D. Rob. Give me your thoughts on the Knicks next 5 games, brother. Give me some predictions here, man. What you think the Knicks gonna do in the next 5 games, and that'll tell me whether we're gonna be fighting for this play or it's gonna be a wrap. We got to go 4-1. Got to go 4-1.
I think we could beat Miami, and I think we have a good chance against the Clippers. I think we could pull one of the games. Myself, I think we could pull one of the games off with Philly. So I think we could go 3. I want us to go. I always, you know how you do, Divine. You know how we do. I think they're gonna win all 5 games, but realistically, I think 3 out of the 5 or 4-1 is possible. You know, I think we play Denver, right? Denver, Clippers, Philly, and Miami, right? So I think we need to get out there and beat Denver. So if we could beat, we might. I mean, right now Philly is looking like, whew,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's not even with Harden in there. So Harden hasn't played a game yet, right?
No, he played at the All-Star
Yeah,
break.
He hasn't played the game yet. So he'll be when we play them. I believe he'll be ready to play. That's gonna make it a little tough on us, man. Them with Harden on the team now, they made themselves a little bit more bona fide, man. That's a big pickup for them this year. You know, I mean, you may see Philly get into the finals this year.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see here's another catch to that too, though. Who replaces Seth Curry?
Oh, I
You know
hear
what I
that.
mean?
I
Yeah,
hear you.
Steph Curry, he was a knockdown 3 dude.
That's true.
And then he had Andre Drummond backing up Embiid.
Yeah, that's true
It's gonna be
too.
real interesting, man. I'm really not. The Nets gonna be good though. They're gonna be if KD come back, Kyrie get off of that COVID thing, and you got Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond, and oh my God, and
Yeah,
Marcus
yeah.
All, they're gonna be tough. Patty
Kyrie,
Mills.
Kyrie said he wasn't taking the shot until Harden left. I mean, until James Harden left. So you may hear the next couple of days before their next home game that Kyrie got both his shots or something. They can't get both of them that quick, but he could get one. He got to
Yep.
get one and wait like 20, 21 days or something like that. I think if he take the first shot, he might be eligible to play the home games. So
Mm. Yeah. He didn't know what better facilitator than at the center. You ain't kidding. Yeah. Either D Ross said the Knicks have me enough right now. I can't. I feel you, D Ross. I really feel you on that. But here, check it out. Let me here you go right here, everybody. Here you go right here. I'm gonna put the Knicks schedule up moving forward right quick. Um, they got coming out the gate. Let's see, and you can tell that they got this. Obviously, they got the Heat right coming up. They got the Heat on Friday. They got the Sixers on Sunday. Then they off like 3 days. They got the Sixers on Wednesday. They got the Suns, the Clippers, the Kings, the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, the Nets, all on the road. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me, seven games on the road, bro. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, put it back up there for a second, Divine.
Okay. I'll put it back there. Let me get it for you right quick. Yes, I will. Where we at right here? Friday. Knicks. Yep. I'll have to give me 1 second. There we go.
Yeah, Kyrie talking about getting it. Well, he talking about getting the shot now that Harden's gone. They about to go into this run. That I mean, that's some speculation that see on
There
the
you go,
social.
right there. We got obviously you look at it right here. We got the Heat. That's Friday.
Yeah, I think we can win that one.
Then you got the Sixers at home.
I think we can win that one.
Then we go to Philly that Wednesday.
I think we lose that one.
Then we got 2 days later we go out to the Phoenix.
I think we can beat the Suns this time, man.
And
We
Chris
need to.
Paul out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think we could beat them. He hurt. Yeah,
Then we got the Clippers,
I think we could beat the Clippers.
Kings,
I think we could beat the Kings.
Mavericks,
I think we could beat the Mavericks.
Grizzlies,
That's going to be a hard game.
Nets, maybe Ben Simmons back.
That's going to be Ben Simmons is going to be back. Ben Simmons is going to probably be back for Brooklyn, their first home game. So that's going to be a tough game right there. I don't know.
And then after that, we at home against the Blazers. We can win that.
I
We
think
home
we can
against the
win that.
Wizards. We can win
We
that.
got to win the Wizards. We got to win the
We
Wizards.
probably could beat Utah at home, possible. We should be able to beat the Hawks at home.
That we got to win that game. We got to win the Hawks
Knicks,
game.
Hornets, Knicks, Heat.
We got to win the Hornets
Pistons.
game. We got to win the Heat game.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we got some games in there that is possible, man. You know what I mean? That
Right.
Piston game we can win. The Bucks game, the Bulls game, we're gonna have to try to come up because by all these games that we just went through, the last 10 games, that's almost like 6-4. Something 6-4 is not so bad over the next 10 games.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's like 6-4, 6-4, and another team go 4-6. And the two big games in there is the Wizards game that we got and the Hawks game. If we could get some wins together and beat the Hawks and beat the Wizards, the two teams that's right in front of us, whew, my goodness.
Lawad, I'm with you on that, man. I ain't counting the Knicks out yet. I think this team is better than what people think it is. I just think that we went through a lot of stuff, man, that caused us to be in the situation we're in. I'm not counting the Knicks out by any means yet.
No,
I'm really not, man. I think this team, what they showed me on that West Coast trip made me feel good about them. Despite if they just only would have played defense, they would have played defense on that West Coast. We might be singing a different song and dance right now. So I do think that with D Rose coming back and RJ Barrett coming back, I just don't think this thing that it might not even be over like that. Who to say? So I'm really hoping that they try to put it together and get it popping, man, and just go out there fighting. Go out. If you're gonna go down hard. Just go down hard. Go down fighting and scrapping, and leave it all on the court. And I think that D Rose makes a big difference on this team. I just think he makes a big difference. And let's hope that he don't. I hope not Canal. I hope he don't play him that long. I got me tripping off that right now for real. I want to get Tibbs. I want to get on him, man, but y'all got me like, yo, he played. If Tibbs played that boy 37 minutes, I'm going to New York and walk Tibbs out the door. I'm gonna have to call James Dolan myself.
I'm telling you, Divine. Like I said earlier, man, I'm hoping Tibbs play him. That 20 minutes, more 7 minutes in that fourth quarter. But Tibbs, you heard what he said about Kimba. You heard what he said to Kimba when he was in the interview. He said, "Are you playing back to backs, Timber?" He said, "Yeah, he playing back to backs." Mm-hmm. So I don't take, I don't take nothing from Tibbs.
Hey, May 4th, that was a good move by the Sixers. They got Willie Cauley-Stein. That was a good move. Good pickup move for them. Athletic, lanky. He's a good defender. He's a better defender than Andre Drummond is. That was a good move for Philly. Really did pick up Cauley-Stein. That was a smart move, actually, to be honest with you. That's why I don't understand why we didn't do anything in the playoff market, in the buyout.
Everybody wanted the buyout. Oh, I didn't see nothing. We didn't do nothing in the buyout either. They already passed already, right?
They got rid of Kimba. That's about it. But I think Knicks just waited next year, let all of the aspirants come off the books, or trade them in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, next year, man. Ain't nobody. This team gonna be totally different. Ain't gonna be no Kemba. I think they might try to move off from Fournier.
Burks.
Burks is gone. Noel is gone. I think Taj is gonna come off the books. I think they might, if seeing what Rose gonna do. I think he might be moved back to Chicago. You know what I mean? Chicago might take him for his last year because I don't think
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be playing too much more. I think he'll take these last 2 years, play 1 year in Chicago, finish up in Chicago with a $10 million contract. He already a multimillionaire. I mean, not saying counting his money and not like that, but he's having these late injuries in his life. He just got married. You know what I mean? I think he's ready to retire it. He
Mm-hmm.
33. He'll be about 2 years. He'll be 35. I think that'd be right around the time when he might
Mm-hmm.
think about. I mean, he was talking about doing Brady. I'll go into I'm 43, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna do no Brady. I don't think. I think he got maybe two, maybe 3 more years under his belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, no matter what happens, now like we be in a good place infrastructure wise. Is what they do with the infrastructure. It's what they do. They in a good place. Let's not get it twisted. We might be having a down year, a disappointing year from wins and losses and this and that. But for the way that the organization is structured, the Knicks are in a very good place.
Yep.
They got a lot of young talent. They have freed up cap money.
Mm-hmm.
They got draft picks.
Out the wazoo.
Right. They might not be playing ball good right now for they game the game, but for the infrastructure, they straight. Scott Perry kept them boys straight. You know, give Phil Jackson credit. He came here, started, wasn't trading draft picks. Phil Jackson said, we're not trading draft picks. And he stayed true to that. And then Scott Perry took over and started getting more draft picks. Now we're sitting there with maybe 2 first rounders next year. We still got Dallas first rounders.
Yep.
I mean, you got second rounders out the butt for that 2023 straight out of high
Yep.
school draft. So they got the infrastructure. It just depends what they do with it. But so far so good. They didn't, even this year they didn't make no dumb move. They didn't make a dumb move at the trade deadline. They didn't get nothing. They didn't give up nothing, but they didn't get nothing. So I'm good with that. It's better, like I said earlier, it's better not to make no move than make a move that you're going to regret. Right now it's Julius Randle, and then Fournier, he got another couple of years. And, you can move his. So we had to see. I think he going out. I think he going out to Utah for with everything else to get Jonathan Mitchell out here. Let him go play with his French boy Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
Send him out there with the French squad. He'd fit well out there in Utah, in Amish country.
You can even see Fournier going to San Antonio too.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
that could be something like that too.
Yeah, yeah, real talk. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all got it popping up in there. Salute to everybody that they're streaming on. We are streaming them from. We on a Tuesday night. Me and Shaw Powers holding it down. Nick's been off for a week. All-Star weekend. Obi Toppin won the slam dunk contest. We happy about that. Some good news finally in New York. But we back at it Friday, guys. We got ladies and gents. We're gonna go down there and try to, I don't care what you lose. In any game you lose this year. Bad I hated to lose that Brooklyn. That game disappointed me because I did not want to lose to them jokers.
Oh man.
They got Brooklyn all up in the house. So, man, I'm like, yo, y'all killing me, bro.
I gotta come back. You seeing that game pissed me off so much because you heard Brooklyn up in the house. And let me say this: I'm from Brooklyn. I represent Brooklyn. I live where I live now, but I represent Brooklyn. But I'm a New York Knicks fan, so to see the Brooklyn up in MSG talk about Brooklyn, I was like, wow, man, wow. My
Yeah,
whole demeanor that game, my whole
just be
demeanor
off,
was off, man. My energetic and yelling and screaming at the thing went from to like, oh man, like word up. Uh,
bro. Yeah, yeah. And they had
yeah.
that game. Then they let Cam Thomas run amok.
Wow, Muck, man. That boy went Panini that second half, man.
Yeah,
Whew.
that defense wasn't there, man. Defense wasn't there, but and that's why I was happy about Quentin Grimes and Cam Reddish. In that game, Cam Reddish got a little bit more burn. He was doing his thing. We got a bright future in New York, man. I'm not even tripping about this. Like really, man. I think we're gonna be all right. I really do. I like what they did, man. They came in last year. Leon Rose came in last year. We had a decent year. We had a little off year this year, so they kind of at 500 right now. So they might try to run it back one more year with the regime. Then after that, you make the decision. Because Tibbs, the good thing about Tibbs' contract was only 3 years guaranteed. It wasn't 5 years. So I'm happy about that in the sense that it was only a 3-year guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like you had all the other guys who had a 5-year deal that wound up having to still pay them. So if it don't work out, so you don't lose no money. So I would truly just let it play out. You see what they do next year, and hopefully we ramp and get back to what we need to get to. But for that, man, let's see how we get out there Friday, man. Let's go ahead Friday and see how we're gonna play the Miami Heat, man. Jimmy Butler and the boys gonna come in here ready. They might have Oladipo back by then, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The one big thing in the off season that I want to see, and I'm going to be a little amped up to see coming into next year is RJ and Reddish have some time to get back together and see if they can, pull some of that Duke, whatever they want to call it, out the kazoo or something like that, man. That's going to be a big thing to watch out for next year. Cam playing a little bit with RJ, you know what I mean? Because if we could get if we could get Fournier moved and move Cam Reddish into the starting lineup and putting RJ back at the two, that strengthens us. That strengthens our front court up, man. And if we could get a good guard in there with a little bit of defense, that'll have a good top three players right there. A good point guard with RJ and Reddish at the three. You know, there's some big things out there. I got to come back on. There's some big things out there about Mitch too, man. That it's a couple of teams looking for him, but one of the bigger teams looking for Mitch is the Pistons. So we got to see if we're going to sign Mitch in this offseason too. If we let go of some of these salaries, man, I think we could offer Mitch somewhere about 12 to 15 million, somewhere around there, if for 2 years, or if not, depending on who we get. If we could get a bona fide point guard and Mitch goes, we will have to look for a center to hold us down, and we could get one of these 1 year centers. There's a couple of
My man didn't get traded. Turner.
Huh?
Turner should be uninspired next year.
Oh yeah, we could. Yeah, I mean they may be looking for a couple of things, man, because we're gonna have a little bit. I mean, if we can move some of these things, and our thing for this summer is going to be the picks that we have. Our draft picks are going to get us something that we want, and especially coming for this year, because I think 2022, 23, I think we got first, two firsts and 2 seconds, something like that. We got a couple of things that we could do to make some moves.
Yeah, real quick, salute out to Rokas Jokabitis. Jokabitis winning your championship, my man. Salute to him. Good looking out, agent. Super Argo for the info and all that good stuff, man. Yeah, that's a good look for him. Yeah, he's another cat, man. Interested when he, what they're gonna do with him. You know what I mean? It really is.
Yeah, man, the chat popping tonight.
That is. That's absolutely, absolutely. They got it popping. That's what it is. But yeah, man, it's all good, man. Y'all keep bringing that energy. Yo, make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe buttons, man. Run them up with the thumbs up. Y'all already know how we do it here. Salute to everybody, man. Let's get it popping. Hey, you know what's interesting? Yeah, I think they should sign Mitch now. I'm gonna tell you why. Guess who else looking to sign Mitch? I see this the other day. The Miami Heat. Man, the Miami Heat signed Mitchell Robinson. Boy, it's over.
Yeah.
Listen, you put Mitchell Robinson at the 5 with Bam Adebayo at the 4 and Jimmy Butler. You ain't scoring on that team.
Yeah.
You ain't scoring on that front line right there. You right, Alawa. They need to sign that brother quickly, man, because if he go down to Miami, they straight for the next couple of years. They buying Bam Adebayo, and my man already locked in. You got somebody like Mitchell Robinson holding down the center spot. Man. And then you have Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker. Woo! That's scary right there, bro.
That's scary.
How you gonna score on that team? All 5 of them dudes could defend. All 5 of them. From top to bottom, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo, and Mitchell Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
That would be scary for sure. That'd be tough to beat. That'd be tough to beat, bro. It really was. So let's hope the Knicks don't do that. I think Mitch stays though. Salute to Mitch, man. We praying for you, man. Hope your father's all right, man.
Word up.
Father's MIA right now. So he said that out on Twitter, say, Mitchell Robinson's father's missing somewhere. I hope that thing get resolved one way or the other. But Mitch, we praying for you, brother. You already know. Mentally, man, see if you can, you hope your family as well and you as well. But yeah, man, it's all good, man. I'm looking forward to Friday. I'm looking where we're gonna close. I want to see how the Knicks gonna go out. I want to see how we're gonna go out. That's what I want to see. How we as a New York fan base gonna feel about our boys these last 20-some games or 20 games? How we gonna go out? We gonna go out real hard, or we just gonna lay down and go home? I don't think we're gonna do that. I hope we come out in and we fight hard and scrap, man. Let the chip fall where they may. But like I said, I feel good about the future though. I'm not concerned. This year's a little disappointing, but I'm not definitely not worried about the future. I think we're in a good spot with the future. I really do. I think we got a lot of nice young talent down there. We got, like I said, everything I talked about earlier. We're in a good place. Whether Tibbs be here or not, if Johnny Bryant gonna be the new coach or whoever it may be, and I'm with whoever, man. Long they they develop these players and keep letting them get their shine and make them better and be like the Memphis Grizzlies. Things like that, man. They took their young talent and kept going forward with it. And now they I like RJ Barrett. I like the way he's ascending. A lot wide. A alike, B alike, C alike, brother. Because I can't stop saying enough about that. If it weren't for them two right there in that backcourt, we wouldn't be talking about Tibbs the way we're talking about it right now. I guarantee you that. If Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker would have worked out, or we would have had somebody different, we would not be getting on Tibbs where we're getting on him now. I just think that I think we got to go 50-50 with this stuff. I'm almost want to go 40% Tibbs, 60% players. I think we getting on Tibbs a lot without holding these players accountable. And that's what the only thing that my concern is that I don't care who would have coached the Knicks this year, you would have still got the same outcome. You would have got the same outcome. I just think that Kemba Walker situation that experiment was a bad grade. Evan Fournier was a half of a bad grade because he didn't do nothing in the beginning of this season. And we got to take all these things into account. And then you got to talk about Nerlens Noel, who anchored our defense last year, haven't even played that much this year. Then Kemba Walker got benched early in the year. It's just so many things that happened that, and then RJ didn't pop really until maybe the 30th game, 20-something game or 30th. So it's tough. It's tough, man. It's a lot of blame to go around. Front office for making the moves they made with Kemba Walker, some of the Evan Fournier. Them two moves I think hurt us the most. Then let's go to Coach Tibbs. He gets the blame because of his rotations and the minutes he was playing the players, the amount of minutes. Then we move on to the players. You got to give them. They got to call them out too. Kemba Walker didn't make it happen. Evan Fournier took up a joint in the first half. Nerlens Noel went MIA. Derrick Rose went down. You know what I mean? It just was so much stuff. Quickly's up and down. Obi's up and down. There was a lot of inconsistencies this year. So we just got to call out everybody, man. But, it is what it is, man. Let's see how this thing keep moving forward, though. I'm still hoping we can get in there and get it popping.
Yeah, big things. Like we say, these next 5 games, man, it's going to tell a whole lot. We gotta be on the winning end of these next 5 games, man. We gotta be 3-2, the worst case scenario, man. Worst case scenario, we gotta be on top 3-2. We can't go 4-1. We definitely can't go 0-5. We go 0-5, it's over. Or we talk about that we want to see the young guy, you're gonna see a whole different rotation. We go 0-5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I said for all the ones who want to see totally young guys, just be patient. 5 more games, and you'll know. You'll know after 5 more games. Yeah. Be patient. You will know after 5 more games. These next 5 games coming up, you will know whether you're gonna see young guys or not. Because if the Knicks lose, you're gonna see them all the time. Because you know why? There's no reason to play the older guy to have a chance on getting hurt and mess up their off season. And that's what it's gonna be. So. If they don't come out the gate and win these games, a certain amount of games, say that they 3 or 4 games out now, the playing spot, if they get to 7 games out, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah,
so
it's over.
That's how you got to look at it pretty much. Just let the first 5 games play out and see if they go 4-1, it's a different story. They go 1-4, it's over. Some of that nature.
Yeah, I'm with you, Parrish. I understand where you're coming from, man. I wish when we benched Kemba, we could have gave McBride a little bit more burn, maybe putting instead of going to Burks. But the big thing why we don't see McBride it's because of Burks. You know what I mean? If it is, I'll say it again, man. Burks coming off and being when we sat Kimba down, Burks coming into the starting unit. You know that right there was the reason why we and I believe that's another reason why our second unit got so weak because Burks moved into the first unit. You know, seeing it after everything that was been done, Burks coming into the starting unit and weakening the second unit, well, it really hurt us a little bit. A couple of games, and when Kimba got benched. So I mean, it's a couple of things that we got to look at. But yeah, I believe McBride. I said at the beginning of the season when we got these two guys that I think that McBride, Grimes, RJ, Mitch, and Randall could be our starting five, and I still stay pat to that. If nothing happens in the off season, that we get rid of a couple of players and get some serviceable people for the bench, that may be our starting five for next year. If we let go of some of this money, sign Mitch and get some servable guys for some short contracts in the off season, that may be our starting look for the next year if we don't pull off a big point guard. If we don't get to one of these big point guards, I mean, there's not many out there that's out there, but there's a couple of ones that are mentioned, and the guy from the Mavericks. What's the guy from the Mavericks name again?
Brunson.
Brunson. Man, I'm burnt out right now. Brunson, that might be something to look for. You know what I mean? He may be around 15 to 18 million dollars, something that's not break your back contract and something that we could extend for 3 to 5 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Well, we got it's a lot of decisions got to be made. Everybody, in the off season, we'll see how the rest of the season play out. Let's hope that this thing it works out for the best. Hopefully, Tibbs had a whole weekend off. Him in the front office sat down, like I said earlier, and even though Tibbs is the coach, he still got to do what the front office say.
Yep.
No matter what. So if the front office say Tibbs play these guys, he got to play them because them his bosses.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only on Tibbs, it's the front office as well. Let's see what they might have had a whole week to sit down and talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? And on just let me one quick thing, no big deal, because I agree with y'all a lot about Quickly, but y'all got to remember though, Quickly did have 30-point games in his rookie year in the NBA, not in the G League. In his rookie year, he dropped 4 games where he had 30 points. I think Quickly. I think he just missed Derrick Rose. I think him and Obi Toppin this year missed Derrick Rose bad.
Big time.
You know what I mean? His facilitators got better. I like that he keep the ball dribbling. As a point guard, you got to learn how to keep your dribble. You can't always see. That's what happened to Frank. Frank used to give up his dribble too much. Quickly keeps his dribble to get back into the play and reset the play. You got to give him credit on some of the good things that he do. And I think Quickly, he had an up and down, but his facilitator has been pretty good this year. You know what I mean? And he Quickly came into Kentucky. He was a point guard. He came into Kentucky as a point guard, but because of Maxey and them guys, he played the off ball. But his high school career and going into Kentucky Quickly was a point guard. You know what I mean? That's why he would get. Look at this year. He was doing pretty good at pick and roll. He was putting up 6-7 assists in 5, 6 games in a row. He was doing it good. It's just that, I just think they missed Derrick Rose, man. I really do. I think they missed Derrick Rose big time. That leadership, somebody in crunch situations. See, it's different when you got Derrick Rose in the fourth quarter than Alex Burks, Quickly, and Obi, and no veteran experience there. At least when you got Derrick Rose there, you're going to be all right in the fourth quarter because Derrick Rose know how to control the game. You know what I mean, per se? You know what I mean? How to control the game. You know how to slow everything down. Right. When you don't got a guy like Derrick Rose who give you 13, 14 points, who know how to command the whole offense. He just know how to command it. You're going to say, Derrick, get the ball to Derrick Rose. Let him get in the lane. Either I'm going to break you down the score, or I'm going to pass it out to one of these 3-point shooters. The Knicks missed that big time this year. And I can't state that enough, how bad they missed that dude, man. He just was he was missed.
Yeah, big time, man.
Mhm.
Having Derrick Rose in those last 5 games, even without RJ, I think we could have pulled off at least 2 out of those last 5 games. I think it could have probably been more with 20 with the last couple of games that we were 20 points coming into the third quarter. I think with a Derrick Rose on the court, could have maybe, hypothetically, I don't know, but maybe could have salvaged us at least 3 out of those 5 games, man. I think we would have beat Brooklyn. I don't think Brooklyn we would have lost to Brooklyn. I
Right.
don't think that. I don't think we would have lost to uh oh my gosh, I
Lakers.
forgot.
We would have lost to the
I
Lakers.
don't think we would have lost to the Lakers. There's another team out there that
Portland.
did Portland. I don't think we'd
Mhm.
have lost to them either. So,
And you know what's interesting, man? What's so bad about this season to me though? We lost games that normally you just don't lose. Like
right.
I said, you go 11 for 21 from the charity stripe one game with 15 turnovers. Then the next game you go 17 for 25 or 27 from the charity stripe. We lose the game by 2 points or 3 points. But we shot like 72% from the 3 point from the charity stripe. 15 turnovers. What the Knicks is missing in New York is a dominant point guard. Period.
Yep. A
They
facilitator.
missing a dominant point guard. Once the Knicks get a dominant point guard in that position, which we've been cramming for years, once we get a dominant point guard, I think we'd be all right. I just think that we just missing. That's our Achilles heel is a dominant point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
That
think once
that
we do
that's
that,
that's one of the major reasons why like we was talking about earlier with the thing with the RJ for RJ IQ and Obi for Murray. I at first I was like RJ, but then again, if we looking for that's all hypothetical too, but if we looking for a bona fide point guard that's going to bring it every night and is going to get you almost a triple double almost every night, could you imagine him and Randall really linking up? Him driving the ball and kicking it out to Randall, and letting Randall do what he got to do, or opening up the court. It's a couple of things that we could do. That trade at first I was a little like with it, but then I started thinking about it. I don't want RJ to go. I think RJ is untouchable, but to get someone like a Murray in for RJ, something to think about. And then you take away 2 players, that IQ and Obi, to get someone to back. Now we could go and get a second string person to back up, or we could bring up Luca for the backup for Randall. Now, it's a couple of things that could happen with that trade happening. I don't want that trade to happen. I'm not saying that I'm advocating for that trade, but I like Murray.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to give. I would rather Murray play with RJ than to give RJ up for Murray. But
Hey, Johnny Davis, I'll do that. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front. If Randall for Murray, I'll do it.
oh, I do that in a heartbeat. Not even a question. That's no question. That would be no question. And keep RJ. It'd be him, RJ, and Reddish, the three front men, and if we could keep Mitch, we could find a serviceable big man,
Four, yeah, four. Yeah,
power
you get a
forward.
good four.
We
Yeah,
could
that's
find
easy.
a serviceable power forward. Yeah, we probably, Obi might not be that man, but we could definitely find a serviceable. We could try Obi out there with. See, another thing that would be good for Obi is Murray being on the court for
Yeah,
Obi.
man.
Obi would look. I think Obi would be a little better. You know what I mean? Because this guy gives up assists, and who better to give the assist to a driver guy that really doesn't need the ball. That's when he goes to the hole, Obi right there for that alley. I can see that happening.
Hey, listen. Hey, Jamal, Devontae Murray, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That's your future. That's your future. Think about think about that starting lineup. That starting lineup is literally 25 and under.
Yep.
25.
And what makes that lineup even better is now with IQ not being in the lineup, if we give up Murray and we get IQ, now Quentin Grimes gets some minutes as being your backup point guard now. Now you really get to see the backups now. It's so much things that you can switch around and play around with this roster right now, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? That's all talked about in the off season.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, listen, man, we ain't gonna stay too long. I know we gotta get up and get on the grind. I know Shop Powell gotta get on the grind. So we got about another 10 minutes, man. And then take the minute that we get up out of here. What's good, man? Child Salute, my brother. I'm sorry for everybody who got in a little late, man. We're gonna go another 10 minutes in fairness to everybody. We're gonna get up out of here. But man, great show though, man. I'm about to chat. Y'all on fire, man. Y'all know what to do up in there. But yeah, man. Hey, you know what? Knicks got a lot of good scenarios, man. We don't have to worry about too much. You just gotta hope that with the infrastructure the way it is, they just use it the right way. They in a good place. I don't think there's a lot of play people in a good situation like the Knicks. The contracts we got to get moved next year. Like I said, they got draft picks. They got a young guy on the team right now who could ball. They ain't missing. They just got to go get a bona fide point guard. That's all they got to get.
That's it.
Get a bona fide point guard in New York. First thing first. And if you're gonna go the young builder route, not the playoff route, then okay, you could do whatever, scrap all these veterans to get them out here and bring a young guy. But if you're gonna try to compete for the playoffs, then that's a different story. It all depends what direction the Knicks gonna go in. Some of the fan base might want them to go young. Some of them might want them to try to compete. I don't know. I'm good either or. Long day playing, winning basketball, and out there on the court grinding hard. I don't want us to go backwards, but I do think we got a lot of young talent down there that can bring in some good guys, some not older, better guys about Randall age. Randall's not an old dude, you know what I mean?
26.
You bring in a couple of veterans who like the Donovan Mitchells of the world or the guys in that cat frame in that era and put them with this team we got now, these young boys we got now. You got another team good for the next 4 years. I don't have no problem with that. And you run with that because like I said, you're not going to use all the draft picks we got. Can't say, I don't think they're going to do that. But it's going to be interesting, man. I'm excited about it. I can't wait to Friday, though, guys, ladies and gents. I'm really looking forward to what's going to pop off Friday. Like I said, we'll see in the next first 5 games what's how it's going to go down, what they're going to do, and if they're going to capitalize off of trying to get in this play-in. If they don't try to get in the play-in, then you're really going to see our boys play out the rest of the year. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. When he get over here, we see what he could do. They got him. They got a point guard. If you want the team to be young and go moving forward, then yeah, they do got a point guard in Jokovitis and McBride. So we'll see how they're gonna do it. We'll see what the Knicks are gonna do, man. Only thing we could do is just play GM. We not the GM. We could play GM.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do every now and then. I have no idea what they're gonna do. I just only can anticipate. I'm hoping this is what they can do. There's many ways to skin a cat, man. You know what I mean? Whatever they do, just make this work it just make the team, the Knicks, a better team overall moving forward. That's all we're really concerned about. You know what I mean? Just making sure that, it's a lot of scenarios you could do, man. Like the Zion thing, that's cool. But it's a lot of things you got that comes with the Zion situation too. You know what I mean? That's not no guaranteed if he do come here because, like I said, the young man nice, but the way he played basketball might, I don't know how you're gonna invest $200 million in somebody who's injured like that, and he's only 6'6", and his whole style of play is predicated on jumping. I don't know how that play out in the long run. And if you give him that money and he wind up getting injured, then we're gonna look at the Stoudemire, we're gonna look at Antonio McDyess, we're gonna look at when Carmelo got his bag and got hurt. Every time you say McDyess got this money and got injured. Then we're gonna be like, oh, Nick front office made the dumb. They shouldn't have signed him. He got injured. You know what I mean? So it's tough. He hurt the foot, Parrish. I don't know. I think I disagree with that. We don't know. I don't think none of us know what Zion going through. We are not there. Let's not say that we know we don't know, because we're not in Zion's house. We're not his manager. We're not the doctors. We don't know what's going on with Zion Williamson. None of us know. He was out due to an injury. Now, is he healthy? Because if Zion was healthy, there's no way he would do what he's doing. That's jeopardizing him. You know, he can be a Ben Simmons to a degree, but that's a bad look to be a young man like that and not showing love to your teammates, not being able to support your teammates, not being able to support your organization. You gotta be bigger than that when you're a professional. Zion Williamson might be getting bad information because you don't. Here you go. You got one of here, put like this here. CJ McCullough is the president of the Players Association. CJ McCullough is the president of the Players Association. Yeah, Zion Williamson didn't even call him and say, "Welcome to the team." It's not only about the basketball thing. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you got to be wise the way you, even though you don't want to play for the Pelicans, that's fine. But you also got to show you're a professional. Because that's like Ben Simmons all over again. Imagine him coming to New York and doing that, he get ran up out of here. So granted, he's a great athlete. He's a high flyer, jumping dude. He's a Charles Barkley height. But think about this here. That foot injury, you never know what that nigga turned into. 90% of John Williamson's game is jumping above the rim. 90% of his game, he only 6'6". He don't have a jump shot, and 90% of his whole offensive game is predicated on jumping. How many years do you think he can constantly do that all year, every day, 82 games a season, jumping off that foot every year?
Devon, get that dude in here. Love face. Delete that.
Yeah, I will, no doubt. We don't need the cronies up in here. I'll get that in here, definitely. Yeah, man, but that's all. Zion Williamson is the real deal. The man got talent. I'm just concerned about the injury. That's it. Just nothing else but that injury. And the way he handled himself professionally with the Pelicans, you got to be bigger than that, man, because the spotlight going to be on you. You're going to be in the mecca of basketball. The littlest thing you do, it won't be right. It won't be right. You know what I mean? I won't even debate with you on the rigging of the lottery. I don't think that was the case. They did. I think that Adam Silver and them did a good job of what they did with the lottery because too many teams they was making the brand in the NBA look bad. That's why they had to make the percentages better. Hey, they were the 14th to pick and got the lottery. I don't think it had nothing to do with them rigging anything. I just think that the ball fell where they fell. We wanted Zion at number one. We weren't even guaranteed to get him. You know. I think we got Adam Silver did a wonderful job with that lottery because our brand of basketball and the NBA was looking like trash because everybody wanted to flop and tank, and it made our brand look like nothing. And I'm glad he did that. I think the two biggest things Adam Silver did was good was fix that lottery system to make it everybody have a fair chance, and he did the play-in. Them were the two wildest things he did. I think he did with the NBA.
The play-in is wise.
You know what I mean? Because everybody was like. You know, it made the product look bad. You know what I mean? We just going to lose games intentionally, or we just going to put in scrubs because we want to get a better pick. It made the NBA brand look like crap. So I'm glad they did that. And I got to salute Adam Silver for doing that, man, because I think it was going the wrong way. And but I think, hey, like, if we come to New York, fine. If we come to New York. But like I said, y'all look at Zion Williamson's game. His game is predicated on being above that rim, jumping on. He's like Charles Barkley. 100%. You know what I mean? And if we come here, we'll see. You know, like I said, he ain't got no. Hey, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll say this again. The only way we get Zion is if Randall is gone. That's the only way we get him. There's no way in the world that we getting Zion and Randall is still here. They play the same position. No, I don't think it's no way that you see them two. I don't think Zion plays small forward. I mean, so I don't see no way that those two can habitate on the court together. So
interesting. Hey, he box office. He
to
me, see this. And here's another thing, guys. This was disappointing about with Zion going through. I thought he was going to be the face of the NBA after LeBron James. I really thought that this man had an opportunity to be the face of the NBA almost. That's why what he's going through is not a good look. You know what I mean? It's not a good look. You know what I mean? Like I said, sometimes you gotta let professionalism kick in. He's a young dude though. He's 21 years old, whatever the case may be, 22, 20. I don't know what his age is, but he's a young man. He gotta grow. But sometimes, you know, the people around you gotta be careful about that stuff, man, because you know, people look at things and people say, well, if he's doing it here, what he can do it there. But if you talented, I guess they don't care neither. Like I said, what Ben Simmons was going through, hey, he went through, he still got on a good team. So we'll see. Let's hope for the best. You know, and we'll see how it goes. You're right, man, child. The clock is ticking on Tibbs, man. We'll see after this year how he get down. And he got a great point there. Okay, I mean, we all agree, Grisby Parish. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just see it different than you do. But it's all good, though. It's all good. Nobody's wrong here. I'm not even debating nobody about that. It's all good. Trust me. I just think that there ain't nobody rigging no lottery, though. I don't believe that.
Yeah, they just been lucky, man.
It just was
that's
lucky.
That's what I was saying
at the right time. That's all.
That's what I was saying earlier, man. We got I forgot. I mean, we got Obi at like 8th. We did get RJ at 3rd, so that was like our best last. But we ain't been that top 5, you know, not too often for the Knicks.
Porzingis got the Porzingis at what?
Yeah, that's years. Yeah, long time ago. Our last biggest top 5 pick was RJ. He was 3, you know, and that's about it. I from what I can remember, I don't think we had nobody since RJ that's been in the top aside from Obi that's been, you know, at top 5. I think Obi was 8th, so you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Johnny, I think Kawhi, you know, he been on load management for a minute, but at the same time, he done proved himself though. He got rings. He got 3 rings.
Yeah, with 3 different teams.
Kawhi Leonard proved himself. Zion Williamson ain't proved nothing. Ben Simmons ain't proved nothing. They ain't did nothing. You know what I mean? Kawhi Leonard got 3 rings, all defensive player of the year, went to a friend out of 1 year and took him to a title. That's what I mean. That's the only thing I'm saying, Johnny, that Zion and Ben Simmons ain't did nothing to even the worthy that even to act like that, because they ain't proven nothing. But Kawhi Leonard done, you know, he a low management dude, but he was seriously hurt though. You know, but you know, at the same time, he got a lot of miles on his body too, opposed to them other young guys who ain't really been in the league that long. And to think about how many games, how many years since Zion been in the league. He came in when RJ came in, right? Look how many games he missed. He missed just as many games as Mitchell Robinson did.
Yeah, I don't think he played the full season yet.
He ain't played the full season yet, Zion Williamson. He ain't played many games as Mitchell Robinson played. And, you know, so that's the reason why I say that, you know, you got to be careful with that, man. It ain't like this is the only year he was injured. Zion Williamson haven't played a lot of games in the NBA. And he came in when RJ came in. So, you know, all that stuff got to be taken into consideration, I think, when it comes to guys like that, man. He's been injured since he's been in the league. He played 1 year, so many games, but he's been out a lot, though. He's been out a lot. So, but listen, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you. Hey, I don't have a problem with Zion Williamson. I think the man is ultra talented. He's ultra talented, uber talented. But I bet you Julius Randle don't get hurt, though. Julius Randle's an Iron Man. Julius Randle, the best ability is ability if you playing.
His availability.
I don't care how talented you are. If you ain't playing, it don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Randle plays almost all the games every year, whether you like him or not. He's reliable.
He's only been
reliable. You know what I mean?
Julius only been out this year for COVID. That was the only time he's been out really this year.
Played 71 games out of something like that. So we'll see. Hey, we hope Zion come here, but let's just hope we don't give him a super max deal and he wind up crying us a year or two later that he blew out his foot or something like that. And you remember when I'm a Tar Heel fan, when I remember we were watching that game against Tar Heel to Duke when he blew out that sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
The man is a force. He plays with force, guys. A lot of force. He's not a finesse player. He played with force coming off the floor. Every extremity in that man's body, he plays with force. When he jumps with force. When he lands on the ground, he lands with force. When he makes cuts, he do it with force. And that's until he learned how to finesse his game a little more, to do some parts of his game finesse-wise. You ask yourself to be careful like that. But I hope this guy have a 15-year career, don't get injured. I love to have Zion Williamson in New York. let's just hope he can stay healthy.
Oh, that's box office right there.
Right. Let's hope he can stay. If he come to New York, I just want him to be healthy. That's all. Just be healthy, bro. So we won't be getting on not Tib. We won't be getting on the front of that. Y'all should have signed him, man. Look at we gave him $200 million. Now he out for the whole year. Like KD and them. You know New York fan base ain't gonna have that. You know we gonna be tripping off that stuff. So let's hope not, man. Let's hope the brother stay healthy, stay strong. If he get to New York, hey, we love to have him here. I think the man is special, but I just I'm on Will. I'm with Will on this thing, man. I agree with Will a lot on that. We've been talking about this a lot. I just don't think his game is the way it is, man. It's scary, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's just scary. It's just scary. That's what it is. So, yep. And I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. A lot of players like Zion, man, don't last a long time. They get injured because they play with too much force. And if he don't develop that jump shot, there's really gonna be a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's really gonna be a wrap. You don't get a jump shot.
If you don't get a jump shot, he need a mid range and a 3-pointer too. He gets that, then maybe you can say it takes a little bit from him making those power moves to the hole all the time. I mean, like I said, I'm on the fence with Zion, and I'll say it again, man. There's no way in the world that we get Zion and Julius Randle is still here. I know we putting Julius Randle against Zion and who's better and who's this, but like we always say, Divine, the best ability is availability.
Availability for real.
And Randle is available 20 double every night, almost every night. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think, and I say this about Mitch too. If you get a bona fide point guard in here, I think Randle game elevates and his percentages go up. His field goal percentage is going to be a little better. Instead of him shooting 9 for 24, he'll be more like 9 for 16 or something like that. His field goal percentage should be better. His jump shot will be a little better. With a good point guard, it'll space the whole team out a little bit too. So I mean, as much as people bag on Randle and stuff like that, you see what Randle done in the last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
You see what
it
ain't nobody I even heard a peep from in Madison Square Garden, the MVP. You know what I mean? They even try to get that back into Julius' head, man. The guy's been scoring phenomenal these last couple of games, man, and he's finally got that brick off his shoulder or whatever it was, man, because it was a lot of words out there that they were ready to trade him to Sacramento, so that could have probably got into his head a little bit. But last 5 games, even though we lost those games that we were up almost 20 points a game, Randle been in his bag, man. He's been in his bag. He got a triple double, even though that's the first time I seen somebody get a triple double. Two players in the same game got a triple double. That was kind of odd. I don't think I really ever seen that before. Maybe I don't think I ever seen that before, but that was pretty odd. But the man got a triple double in the last for one of the last 5 games we had. He's been over 25 points. He's been over 8 rebounds and about, I think it's 4 or 6 assists a game. And his turnovers has been kind of down, like 4 turnovers a game. We used to see Randle 5, 6 turnovers. I think he's about 3 and some change, 4 turnovers a game. That's pretty good for somebody that has the ball in his hand all the time.
Yeah. Real quick, Ohio Hurricane and Canal. I'm on that cat thing with y'all, brother. Best believe it. I'm letting you know right now. I've been on that cat train for a minute. A Canal in Ohio Hurricane. I'm with y'all on that one, brother. We're going that cat, man. That dude get down here. It's a problem, bro, for real. Ain't too many centers in the East. You got somebody who can do it with and beating them. At least give them pretty much. Like I said, you could throw him at the 4 and put Mitchell Robinson at the 5. I ain't got no problem with that whatsoever. For real. But we know it's only all this stuff is just dreams, man. We just having fun with it. You know what we do, man. We don't got the answers to everything. We don't got the answers to nothing. We ain't the front office, but I love that that we think about these things, and that's what keep us excited about our team, because we be able to put out these scenarios and we just watch a lot of other people, you know what I mean? But it's good, man. It's good that we got a chat that get it popping the way y'all do. Me and Shaw Powell, we hold it down, do what we can do, man. But listen, we gonna get out of here. Shaw Powell got to get up early, get on this grind.
Yes, sir.
And I got to get out here, get on my grind, man. And to the chat, man, y'all cats really hold it down tonight on a nice day off, man. You know, Knicks back at it Friday. Miami Heat at the world most famous arena, 7:30. Good to see some Knicks basketball to go out as well. You still want to see your team play. I've been missing the Knicks for the week. Got to get a lot of things done because they ain't playing though. So, but it's all good. But my man Shaw Powell, give me some words, man, and we're gonna get up out of here.
Salute to the chat as always. Y'all is running amok tonight. Y'all got me double looking. I gotta look at my screen over here and then come back here and talk to you guys. Y'all keeps it busy and keep us interested all night, throwing out those good little perks out there, those little tidbits and everything. It's all love. You know what I mean? Salute to the chat. Salute to you, Divine. Let's get it.
Yo, man, salute to the chat, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all catch the best of the business. Y'all enjoy y'all Wednesday, man. Have a good Wednesday, man. Just be safe out there and all that good stuff, man. Go out there, get on your grind, get and do what you got to do. And we'll be back on Friday. You know,
I'm sorry, Divine. One thing.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That's for my man KJ out there. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, man. Y'all run amok with the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and like I appreciate you guys, man. Really talk, man. That's from the bottom of the heart. You cats are the best. And let's get it Friday, man. Let's root them on to win until they can't win no more. I do think that in the next 5 games we'll know, guys, what the direction the Knicks gonna go. If we come out the gate, win some games, then we know we'll be all right. But if we don't, it's time to let the young guys play. You know what I mean? You know, so let's see what they do in the first 5 games. Maybe they come out and win some games. And if they don't, then you know what it is, man. Now we got it. There's no excuse to play him now. I mean, he playing them now. He's not giving them the minutes. They all getting the minutes. He playing them, but they're not getting a lot of minutes. But I think once these next 5 games go by, we not in it to win it, and we going the other way, then they get more minutes. So let's hope it all is good, man. But everything is good, man. Y'all cats is real. Y'all cats is the best. Tom Shepard, man, I'm sorry that you came in a little late, man. But it's all good, man. I'll see you cats Friday pregame, 6 o'clock. Miami Heat, man. Y'all cats be careful out there. Have a good, enjoy the rest of your week, man. I'll see you cats in a couple days. Knicks basketball back on the doctrine, brother. It's all good. Shaw Powell's my brother. Thank you so much.
You're ready.
And everybody, man. And I'll see you cats on the next one, man. Peace out to everybody. Be safe, man. Knicks Real Talk, man. We out of here. Peace.
Let's get it.